It's 86 degrees and getting hotter here in Tampa, Florida, and a crowd of under 50,000 on hand here at Tampa Stadium as the 49ers at 5-3 take on the 2-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hello again, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton, and well, how do you motivate a team that's a heavy favorite today? Well, 49ers coach George Seifert said two things irritate us. One is the fact that we haven't played well following the bye week, having lost the last three. The other is the fact that the Niners have won only one game on the road this year. That was their opener in Pittsburgh. As I bring in Hank Stram, the fact is the 49ers have really raised their game a notch.
Yeah, they really have. I think they're one of the two best teams in the National Football League this week. They're doing a terrific job offensively, and I think the big improvement has really come with their defense. They're doing a terrific job there, too.
The Buccaneers have been shut out in two of their last four games, and the question has to be asked, Hank, realistically, what chance do they have of hanging in a game like this?
Let me say it this way. I think the 49ers are the hot team in the National Football League this week. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the cold team in the National Football League this week. And so if that's any indication of the kind of game we're going to see here this afternoon, it's hard for me to imagine or feel how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could win this game this afternoon.
You're right, Hank. They've got injuries, and they don't have much of a running game right now. The Niners have won 7 in a row and 10 out of 11 in the series history, and they will get the ball first. Michael Houston kicking off to Ampley and Dexter Carter, and a fine kick out of the end zone. And so San Francisco will start from their 20-yard line. Steve Young, who is getting better as far as his fractured thumb is concerned, will bring out the Niners, and the offensive line. They too have been playing on a high level. Steve Wallace, Guy McIntyre, Jesse Sapolo, Ralph Tam, and Harris Barton up front. Ricky Waters, the running back. Mark Logan again at fullback, with Jerry Rice and John Taylor, the wide receivers, and Brent Jones, the reliable tight end.
They usually start the game throwing the football. Let's see if they do it again today.
Waters goes in motion, and they are going to throw, and the pass to John Taylor is complete. So they pick up about 8 yards on the play. So, Hank, you were right on the button. They throw on first down. The defensive line, Eric Curry, Santana Dotson, Chidi Hahanatu at nose tackle, and Ray Seals up front. The linebackers are Broderick Thomas, Hardy Nickerson, and Jimmy Williams. In the secondary, Ricky Reynolds, Joe King moved from strong to free safety. John Lynch, the former Stanford star, makes his third start at strong safety, and Martin Mayhew, the other corner.
They're going to probably throw again. They like to do this to get rhythm early in the game.
They do throw, and the pass is incomplete. They wanted to go to Jerry Rice, and he was covered well by Ricky Reynolds. It'll bring up third and short.
You know, talking to Mike Shanahan before the game, I asked him about what his thoughts were going into the game. And the fact that they would throw the ball with this field position like it is a great illustration of how much confidence they have in what they do. It doesn't make any difference where they are. They have confidence that they can throw the ball any place in the field.
And as you talk about their throwing game, keep in mind that the 49ers are third in the NFL in running the football. Third down and 3 on the 27. First series of the game, and the swing pass is caught by Ricky Waters. And he is tackled for the first down by Martin Mayhew and a pickup of 5 yards.
Now you see Waters coming out of the backfield, coming in the end zone shot of this on the right side. He's coming out of the backfield, and he throws the ball right in stride. And that ball has to be thrown about 1.5 yards out in front of the number so he can catch it and continue to run.
Marty Carter has come in the secondary. Here comes the blitz, and here is Ricky Waters off left tackle, and Waters rides the defender beyond the 40-yard line and should have another first down. Joe King, the free safety, after Waters picks up 11 yards on the carry. The Waters figuring as a receiver and a runner here.
Now this is a trap. Look at the right guard, Tam, pulling on the play, going through the hole. He sees the opening very quickly. He's got the ball in the wrong arm. He ought to be carrying the ball in the left arm away from the pursuing defense. But in spite of that, it was good for distance.
And the fourth leading rusher in the NFC gives the Niners another first down on the 44.
They might sweep it. Yep.
And they swing it out to Waters again. So they're featuring the second-year running back as he gets to midfield, and a gain of 7 yards. Hardy Nickerson and Roger Jones in on the play. Well, today the New York City Marathon was run, and Andres Espinoza of Mexico was the winner in the men's competition. It'll be 2nd down and 3 on the 49-yard line of Tampa Bay. 49ers have won 2 in a row, and they've won all 3 games that they played here at Tampa Stadium. And here is Waters giving ground, and he's going to be stopped back for a loss of about 5 or 6 yards. Good pursuit. Ray Seals was the first defender who penetrated, and Roger Jones made the tackle, a loss of 7.
Seals, number 98, the defensive left end. This formation is called the Brown formation in most offensive units, and they run that play an awful lot from that formation, and I think they read it and played it extremely well, especially Seals.
3rd down and 10. The Tampa Bay defense has played fairly well this year. The fact is they've been on the field too much. So on 3rd and 10, straight drop, and Steve Young is going for John Taylor, and the pass is caught, and it'll be a 1st down deep into Buccaneer territory. Ricky Reynolds covering after a 30-yard gain to the veteran John Taylor.
And Taylor made a good move. He came inside to get his shoulders turned a little bit on Ricky Reynolds, broke to the outside, and the ball was right where it had to be thrown. See, the protection is good. Steve jumps up into the pocket, throws it outside, and there he goes to the outside. Reynolds never saw where the ball was coming from, and as a result had no chance whatsoever to make a play.
Taylor coming off his best game of the season against the Rams 2 weeks ago when he caught 4 passes, including a long one of 47 yards. On 1st down, pass out of the backfield to Waters. And Ahanotu makes the tackle coming out of the backfield in a gain of 5.
You know, talking to Waters yesterday, I asked him if he thought he was an emotional runner, and he said he definitely was. He wore his heart in his sleeve when he gets the ball under his arm. But you like that, because most running backs do not have that demeanor as far as the running is concerned. They're a little bit more steady, and he is emotional. He's up and down, but he does a great job of it. And I think basically he's controlling it better and better all the time.
Dexter Carter gives Waters a breather as Jerry Rice now splits wide to the left. Pass is caught by Jerry Rice underneath to about the 11-yard line. It'll be good enough for another 1st down, and the 49ers, seemingly in effortless fashion, have gone through the Buccaneers defense and have a 1st down just outside the 10.
That's a read pattern, a progression pattern. He looks downfield for Rice. If Rice is open, he throws the ball. If he doesn't, he comes right back to the back who was swinging in the flat. He was also wide open, and that's the safety valve, and he'll dump the ball off to the back and let him run with it. That time he threw it downfield to Rice.
10th play of the drive coming up. Young is 6 of 7 so far. And Young double pumps, throws, touchdown to Jerry Rice. And it doesn't get any easier than that. 12-yard pass to Jerry Rice with Martin Mayhew, the defender, and for Rice, his 6th touchdown catch of the year. And the 49ers jump out on top on their opening drive.
Rice on the right side. Look at the big hole. Look at the hole he throws to right. Look at the lead, the anticipation. Look at the anticipation. Know where he's going to be in the middle of the field when he releases the ball. And look at Young's reaction. He's full of happiness going down to congratulate Rice. And good protection on the play.
Michael Kofer's extra point is good. The 49ers have a new holder this game. Steve Bono has replaced Klaus Wilmsmeyer in that role. The Niners jump up 7-0. Jerry Rice, who is great, approaches greatness in the statistical category, catching the touchdown pass on the 1st drive of the game, and right now has moved into a tie with John Riggins with 116 touchdowns. Jim Brown is the leader, and Rice now give him 115, one behind John Riggins. Here is Mike Kofer will kick off, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will get the ball first, and for their first time, Gary Anderson and Charles Wilson back deep. Anderson is at the top part of your picture. And the kick was returnable, and it'll be Anderson a yard in the end zone. And Gary Anderson, who played a good deal at running back last week, brings it out to the 19-yard line. And the tackle is made by Darren Jordan.
Here's another look at the touchdown. Here's Jerry Rice coming in here into the post. The ball is thrown beautifully. Great protection. And the lead by Steve Young into the end zone was just perfect.
And a penalty on the play, and it appears that they may re-kick. Referee is Howard Rowe.
Offsides on a kicking team. 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Well, one of the advantages that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hope to employ today is the fact that they hope to wear down the Niners with the heat, but they're going to have to stay in the game. It won't do them any good, Hank, to be down by several touchdowns late in the game when it's hot and people are tired.
That's a bad way to try to get them tired by making them run back another kickoff by being offside.
We started the game, we told you, 86 degrees. And 53% humidity, but it's hot on the field, and the 49ers have what they call the mister over on their sideline, which is a fan that squirts out water in a mist fashion. John McVay has used it once before in Dallas, and the Niners are using it here.
And the coaches are looking for windshield wipers over their glasses while that water spraying on their glasses.
So Kofor will kick again. This kick goes about the same distance, actually shorter, and Anderson at the 3-yard line returning for the Bucs. He is hit once and finally down at the 20-yard line. So our first look today at Craig Erickson, who 2 weeks ago had his career game with 4 touchdown passes against the Atlanta Falcons. The offensive line, Scott Dill, the left tackle, replacing Paul Gruber. Bruce Reimers has not been 100%. Tony Mayberry, the center. Ian Beckles and Rob Taylor man the right side. Rudy Harris starting his first game as a pro. He's a rookie from Clemson. Vince Workman, the former Packer, at running back. Courtney Hawkins and Horace Copeland, the wide receiver, and Ron Hall, the tight end. Gary Anderson starts the game at running back for the Buccaneers. First down on the 20. Erickson has some time, and his pass is caught just short of first down yardage. And that was Horace Copeland, and a gain of 9 yards. Defensively for the 49ers, and Hank talked about how improved they've been since they've gone to the 4-man front of Kevin Fagan, Ted Washington now inside, Dana Stubblefield, a rookie from Kansas, and Dennis Brown. The linebackers, Bill Romanowski. Larry Kelm replaces Mike Walter out with a shoulder injury, and John Johnson coming off a couple of big play games, the other backer. Don Griffin starts at corner. Merton Hanks replaces Dane Hall at free safety. Tim McDonald and Eric Davis, the other defensive backs. Second down and 1 on the 29-yard line for the Bucs. And here is Anderson, and he'll get the first down as he cuts up the middle. And it was Ted Washington on the stop after a pickup of 4 yards.
I think going into this game, I think they went into the game with the anticipation of being able to throw the ball first and then go to the run. I think it's a very good approach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In the past, they've tried to run and then throw. I think throwing first is going to be very advantageous for them if they have any success offensively this afternoon.
They bring in the third wide receiver on 1st and 10 at the 33. That'll be Lamar Thomas.
Look at all the room on the right side with the receivers.
They're going to run the ball with the defense spread out, and they don't get much as Anderson gets a couple. And a gain of 2. Kevin Fagan making the stop.
Well, you know, they've had a lot of trouble trying to rush the football. I'm talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They go into this game with a 2.9 rushing average per play. And if you can't run the ball and you can't stop the run in this league, I guarantee you, you're not going to win.
Second down and 9. Vince Workman is the lone back, and Rudy Harris, the rookie, is playing in the slot. He's blocking for Workman, and the hold closes in a hurry. Fumble on the play at the 35-yard line, and it's recovered by the 49ers. Bill Romanowski made the recovery. So the last thing that the Buccaneers needed were turnovers, and the 49ers have another chance in Bucs territory.
Here we see ground level coming at us. Looking for a crack to run. And he finally gets hit from the backside, but Romanowski hits him from the side and knocks the ball loose.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Cadillac and your Cadillac dealer, creating a higher standard. McDonald's, what you want is what you get at McDonald's today. The new Norelco razors, our closest shave ever. and by Canon, a world leader in office equipment.
First down on the 34-yard line. And Ricky Waters off tackle gets 2 yards on the play. So Hank, after scoring on their first possession of the game, now trying to take advantage of a Tampa Bay turnover, could put the Bucs on a big early hole in this one.
Well, the turnover is very important. However, the most important thing is to take advantage of the good field position they have now and get 7 points on the board again. That's what they have to do. They can't be satisfied with a good field position. They got to be satisfied only if they score.
Rodney Hampton scored the giant touchdown to give them that 7-0 lead on 2nd down and 9. Young gets a lot of time, and out of the backfield, Ricky Waters breaks 1 tackle, and it takes 4 other Buccaneers to bring him down, short of the first down, but he gets 9 yards anyway. So Ricky Waters, who in the past complained, along with Jerry Rice, about not getting the ball enough, has no complaints coming into this game.
Here we are behind the offense now. Ricky Waters to the left side. Look, he's looking downfield and then dumps the ball off in the dead area. That's the void of the zone defense. He makes the catch, fights for extra yardage, and it's a nice gain for the 49ers.
Four catches for 24 yards for Waters. Singleton and Beach come in as extra wide receivers on 3rd down and 2, and the pass incomplete. Again, they were going to Ricky Waters, and Hardy Nickerson, who hurt his neck in practice but is playing nonetheless and has been a stalwart defensively for the Buccaneers, was all over Ricky Waters on that play.
Now that's a hot receiver. Now the blitz was coming on the outside, and they're not going to pick him up. You see, he's coming free. They expect to dump the ball over the top of him, but he got high enough where the ball was not thrown exactly right. Look at behind the offense again. There's the ball thrown up high, and it falls incomplete on the play.
A 44-yard field goal attempt now by Mike Kofer, who is connected on 7 in a row. Steve Bono, the new holder, and the kick is good. So problems with exchanges has forced Bono into the holding role, and Kofer now has connected on 8 field goals in a row. 10-0 49ers. 49ers leading the Buccaneers 10-0, and the Niners are 1 game behind the New Orleans Saints in the battle in the NFC West. Keep in mind those 2 teams will play a week from tomorrow night in a game in which the Niners could move into a tie. That's if New Orleans doesn't suffer a loss today.
Yeah, the big thing about, after 5 weeks, I said that I thought the Saints were the very best team in professional football that week. And then everything went down to soar after that because they got a lot of key guys hurt. Now they're starting to come back. It's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Gary Anderson returns and gets to about the 20-yard line. You're right. At the time, the Saints did have the best football team. But, the season is not a short year. And different teams are going to take the mantle of being the best team in any particular week or month.
Well, it's a stock market deal. 1 week you're up, 1 week you're down. And the teams that win, the one thing about the National Football League, you have to win in bunches, but you can't lose in bunches.
Saints did lose 2 in a row before they rebounded with a victory over the Phoenix Cardinals. First down on the 23-yard line. Buccaneers trailing 10-0 to the 49ers. Erickson gets some time. Can't seem to get a receiver, and down he goes. 49ers with tremendous coverage downfield, and it was Dennis Brown and Dana Stubblefield who combined on the sack of Craig Erickson in a loss of 7 yards.
Now look at this. Now he goes back in the pocket. Look at the coverage downfield. They're playing a zone defense, and he's looking for a place to get rid of the football. They got plenty of time. Escapes from the pocket, rolls to the right, but by the time he makes a decision, there's no place to throw the ball. Very good coverage on the part of the San Francisco 49ers.
2nd down and 17. And the pitch goes to Anderson. Nowhere to go, and he's going to lose some more yardage. The 49ers are all over the Buccaneers. A loss of 2, so they have taken 9 yards in losses on the first 2 downs. Fagan and Romanowski with good lateral pursuit.
Watch Romanowski, number 53 on the right side. Watch him come up. And there he is. Gets good penetration, gets a piece of the tackle. But one thing you can't do against the 49ers, they're very, very quick, very fast. You got to go at them. You can't run sideways.
Out of the I formation, 3rd down and 19. Erickson loses his footing. And he finds Workman out of the backfield, and they're going to get the first down. Vince Workman found a seam in the zone of the 49ers, and a gain of 21 yards, and that should be a boost to Tampa Bay, and a first down with Eric Davis, the cornerback, finally making the tackle.
Now look at this. He slips, has the composure to get up in the middle where there's a little cavity, runs to the right side. I can't tell who it was. The linebacker slipped and fell in hot pursuit. There's a big hole in the zone. He makes the catch. Workman does, and they get out of the soup, so to speak, make a first down.
On the 35-yard line of the Buccaneers, Erickson pumps deep, and his pass out to Workman, and Workman gets the extra yardage necessary and gets a first down before he is knocked out of bounds, just shy of midfield. So the former Green Bay Packer picks up 13 yards with John Johnson making the tackle. Eric Davis, the cornerback, missed Workman before Johnson cleaned it up, but it's a first down for the Buccaneers at the 47.
You know, for some reason, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play better than usual against the San Francisco 49ers, and I asked Sam why, and I'll mention that in just a minute.
First down on the 47 of Tampa Bay, 10-0 San Francisco, 3:24 remaining in the first quarter. Here's a play fake, and Erickson will run and go out of bounds in San Francisco territory. Of course, Sam Weiss, for some reason, has always had good success in coaching against the Niners.
Yes, and he said, I asked him why. He said, well, I really think because I coached with the San Francisco 49ers, and they know how I would like to beat the 49ers, and I try not to show it too much, but evidently I do more than I think. And they kind of react to that. It's not one of those things you win one for the Gipper, but they just play harder when they play against the 49ers. He
began his coaching career with the Niners in '79 under Bill Walsh, a disciple under Walsh. Lost to the Niners in Super Bowl 23. Spent 8 years with the Cincinnati Bengals. Ty J. Armstrong and Ron Hall, 2 tight ends, and the running play goes to Vince Workman, and Workman picks up 4 yards. It'll be 3rd and short for the Buccaneers with 2:35 remaining in the first quarter.
Sam also mentioned that if we have any success running the football this afternoon, Workman will be the guy that's going to do the most running.
This is a no-huddle offense that Sam Weiss has pulled on the 49ers. They're huddling at the line and then getting into their play in a hurry. Lamar Thomas and Charles Wilson are the 2 wide receivers. On 3rd down and 1, Wilson goes in motion. They're going to throw on 3rd and 1, and the pass knocked away. And Bill Romanowski defending on the play intended for Wilson, and that will bring up 4th down. So unusual, 3rd and 1. They try to throw it, and they'll send their kicker out.
And they're rolling to their right. They haven't rolled left at all, and this is a good move to run away from half of the defense.
4th down and 1, and they'll kick trailing 10-0. Dan Straczynski, and I guess you always have to look out for a possible fake from Sam Weiss.
Yeah, you never know what they'll do, especially in a desperate situation like they're in right now at this stage of the season.
Craig Erickson, the quarterback, I believe, is still on the field.
They might run an option. They have an option to run from this formation. Let's see if they do that and what they do here. We've seen them do that in practice.
Well, they're going to do what we saw them do last week, and that is take a delay a game. They called a timeout, you remember, Detroit when they had a 4th and 1. So a delay a game penalty, and we'll be back to Tampa Stadium. A delay of game penalty, and so Straczynski will kick it away this time.
That's an automatic. They read the defense, and if the defense only has 1 man outside of the outside man on the line of scrimmage, they're going to run the option. If they don't, they're going to go back and call timeout and kick it.
Dexter Carter is back deep. Straczynski will kick. He punted 8 times against Detroit to tie a career high, and a fair catch called by Carter on the 10-yard line. 40-yard kick by Straczynski. And the Niners will start from their 10, leading 10-0. Along with Hank Stram, this is Dick Stockton here at Tampa Stadium. The Niners lead 10-0 And the Buccaneers with the 3rd and 1 try to confuse the Niners, ended up confused in their own right, and finally kicked it away after a delay call. And so the Niners start from their 10, where Steve Young has completed 8 of his first 10 passes already for 83 yards and a touchdown to Jerry Rice. Dexter Carter and Mark Logan are the running backs, and they sent Carter in motion. Young down the sidelines to Jerry Rice, and it's caught. The Buccaneers are signaling that Rice did not have possession, but Ricky Reynolds covering on the play, and that it is a first down for the 49ers.
They got 5 defensive backs in the game. Look at the protection. Steve steps up into the pocket, throws, follow through, throws the ball. It's a little low, but he still manages to make the catch and a big first down, and they're out of the goulash, so to speak, and have a first down.
Into the high life from the goulash.
Right.
27-yard pickup to Jerry Rice. They're working on Ricky Reynolds as Waters checks back in for the Niners. Rice goes in motion on the 37-yard line on the delay. Here is Waters off the left side, and he'll have another first down as he gets to midfield and beyond. Joe King making the tackle, a 14-yard gain, and Ricky Waters, who is doing it as a receiver and a rusher, has now gained 19 yards rushing.
Here's a draw play behind the offense now. He sets up behind. Look, at the hole was supposed to be going to the right side. Great vision on the part of Ricky Waters. He sees the big cavity on the left side, takes advantage of it, and rambles right through there for the first down.
Waters a busy man in this first quarter. Jamie Williams comes in as a second tight end for the Niners. First down at midfield. And the handoff is to Waters, cuts upfield. And he gets to the 45-yard line of Tampa Bay for a gain of 6 yards. And it was Martin Mayhew and the linebacker Broderick Thomas in on the stop, and that will be the last play of the first quarter. You know,
Waters was a little heavier than this early in the season because he thought he needed the extra work for pass protection and that kind of thing. He's lost about 6 or 8 pounds, and now he's a lot quicker and a lot faster, he thinks.
And of course, running all those patterns will make him lose some weight too.
Right.
So that is the end of the first quarter here at Tampa Stadium with the score, the 49ers 10 and the Buccaneers nothing. We start the second quarter here in Tampa, along with Hank Stram, Dick Stockton. Niners lead 10-0. Steve Young to Jerry Rice, a 12-yard scoring pass, and Mike Kofer with a field goal after Tampa Bay fumbled and the Niners had the ball on the Bucs 34.
You know, the ironic thing about this thing, they got the opening kickoff 180 for a score, then they get it on the plus 34, and they don't get, they have to get settled for 3. It's crazy, isn't it?
Crazy. Second down and 5 at the 45 of the Buccaneers. Steve Young, and has a wide open John Taylor, and he is wrestled down by Ricky Reynolds, who has had a very busy first half defending, a gain of 5 yards on the play. Hardy Nickerson has really been the stalwart defensively for Tampa Bay. He has at least 10 tackles in all 8 games for the Buccaneers. He is leading the league in tackles coming over from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, he was all over the place last week. He's just having a Pro Bowl year if he can stay healthy. You know what's happening? They're playing with 5 defensive backs. They're playing very soft, a very soft zone. They don't want to let him take the jet. They want to make him take the bus and travel slowly, and that's what they're doing, but they're taking advantage of it.
2 tight ends on 3rd and 1, and an audible called by Steve Young. And it's a play fake and a bootleg. Faking the throw, and Steve Young runs for the first down. Santana Dotson making the tackle as Young, who is the second leading rusher for the 49ers, gets 10 yards on that clip.
Now, I don't know whether he told the rest of the team that's what he was going to do or not. If you don't tell him, you have a great fake. Just say, now look at the defensive linebacker go way to the inside. He gets around the horn. The containment is gone. And Nickerson, watch Nickerson. Watch him take a bait. Look at this. Look at, see, whoop. Goes inside, and then finally tries to go outside. It's too late, and Young makes enough yardage for a big gain on the play.
First down, Niners on the Bucs 31, and here is a handoff to Mark Logan, and Mark Logan picks up good yardage. Harris Barton blocking in front of him, and Logan, who will probably give way next week to Tom Rathman, gets 9 yards. Rathman, who's been out with the shoulder injury, will come back against the Saints.
Watch the right side of the line. The right guard, Tam, and the tackle pulling to the left side. He was supposed to go inside. He jumps outside. A good run. and they finally make an open field tackle, but a very, very good run on the play.
They're going to measure to see whether the 49ers have yet another first down. Early here in the second quarter, and it is a first down for the 49ers. The player making the tackle was John Lynch, the third-round pick from Stanford and one of the big hitters. You remember he stopped Jerome Bettis in the Notre Dame game, one of the big plays of the year, and was a pitcher in the Florida Marlins farm system, but he said he had a passion for football, played under Bill Walsh at Stanford, and starting his third game of the year for the Buccaneers.
You know, going back to that last play, Tam and Barton pull out in good shape and got a good block downfield.
1st and 10 at the 21 of Tampa Bay. And here is Ricky Waters. And Ricky Waters carried Roger Jones at least 5 yards and got another big chunk, 9 that time for Waters. He has been the workhorse in this first half thus far for the 49ers.
The outside defensive back was blitzing on the play. Look, they run it inside. There you see Carter coming across the line of scrimmage. He was blitzing. Jones finally makes the tackle from the backside, but again, he picks up good yardage on the play.
Ricky Waters has gained 32 yards rushing, 24 receiving, for a total of 56 of the 49ers total thus far.
Look at the right side. They got 2-on-2 on the right side. You ought to be able to do something over there.
And Young goes up the middle to Brent Jones, loses the ball. It's a fumble, and the 49ers may have recovered. They did. One of the rare fumbles from the normally reliable Brent Jones, and Guy McIntyre, the left guard, picked up the loose ball.
And Jones again, they got a slot on the other side. Now look at Jones coming over to your right side. The ball was thrown perfectly. Nickerson makes the tackle, but the ball was thrown right at the numbers. He should have caught that, and he mentioned that yesterday, but the second hit made the difference, you see, knocked the ball loose. But he mentioned yesterday, that's one thing I have to do, catch the ball and protect it.
And he's done that by and large. 1st and goal at the 6. Here is Waters, spins his way inside the 5. He loses the ball, and it is recovered in the end zone by the Niners, and a touchdown signal is given, and that's what it is. So the 49ers have recovered 2 fumbles in as many plays, and this one by Steve Wallace or Ralph Tam. And the 49ers score the touchdown on Tam's recovery, and the fortunes are going the Niners' way as well.
Well, we talked about them being hot. When you're hot, you're hot. Here's the draw play. Look at this now. Good block at the point of attack. Bad tackling in the backfield. You got hit about 4 guys. Finally, the ball pops out of there and recovered in the end zone for the touchdown by Tam.
And ironically, Tam centers for the extra points, and Mike Cofer's kick is good, and it is now 17-0 in favor of the 49ers, looking for their 3rd in a row. Jerry Rice with his 115th career touchdown reception. Young near perfect so far in the first half, and Ralph Tam, who played with Cleveland, Washington, and Cincinnati, and has played ably for Roy Foster at right guard, picked up the loose ball in the end zone for the touchdown as the 49ers recovered their own fumbles on consecutive plays.
What would have happened if that was 4th down?
Remember that rule?
Yeah, that's right.
The old Raiders rule.
Raiders. You gotta say that right. I had to go to school. I did their preseason games. I had to go to school for 2 weeks to learn how to say Raiders.
Raiders. That's the way that's the way Mr. Davis says it, huh?
That's right.
Well, Ralph Tam now trails Jerry Rice by 114 career touchdowns as the kickoff by Mike Cofer is picked up by Wilson, and he brings it out to the 20-yard line. Charles Wilson stopped by John Brandis after a 20-yard return. So Tampa Bay with the ball, trailing 17-0, keeping this crowd awfully quiet here in a game in which the Buccaneers were huge underdogs coming in.
Well, you wonder about what Tampa Bay has to do from here on in. Number 1, they can't panic. Number 2, they can't try to get it all back in one play. And number 3, they have to realize they're 2.5 plays away from being back in this game.
Why can't they get it all in one play? First down at the 20. And the give is play fake, and a great one. Erickson is going deep, single coverage, and the catch is made by Horace Copeland. The rookie from Miami, who had 4 straight receptions for touchdowns, waited downfield with Merton Hanks with him and caught it for a 52-yard gain. Big play for the Bucs, their first of the game.
Look at the workman. Now, normally, if the guy makes a good fake, he should be tackled in the hole. Look at that. He goes through there, and nobody touches him. So they shouldn't have been fooled like they were on the play. Had plenty of time to throw the ball. Hanks is back there. He's running, and then the ball is thrown underneath. He comes back to make the catch, and that's usually what happens. If you throw it short, the receiver's got a chance to come back and make that play.
Hanks replacing Dana Hall, starting at free safety. So the Buccaneers are on the Niners' 28-yard line. Erickson looking to throw again, and he has Workman. And Workman is hit as he steps out of bounds with Eric Davis covering, and a gain of 4 yards on the play.
Copeland has really been a great receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from the University of Miami. He's only caught 8 balls, averaging 35 yards per catch. They're trying to get him in a position where he will play like Rice. He play a tight end, an outside receiver, slot guy. He's all over the place.
And add 52 yards on that last catch to help his average yards per catch.
Look at the left side. If they run outside, it'd be perfect.
Gary Anderson the back on 2nd down and 6. And on the draw play, Anderson finds a hole up the middle, and he gets to the 10-yard line and a first down for the Buccaneers. And for the first time today, we hear some cheers from the throng after Gary picks up 14 yards. Ted Washington and Tim McDonald combined.
We see this behind the offense now. Look at the draw play. Sticks it in there nicely. A big hole on the right side. Rob Taylor, number 72, is running down the field. Doesn't touch anybody. Doesn't block anybody. But in spite of that, they made nice yardage on the play.
And a timeout as the injured player is John Johnson, the linebacker. We'll be back. John Johnson leaves the field on his own power and replaced by Antonio Goss. There he is, number 98. It'll be 1st and 10 just outside the 10-yard line on the 11 for the Buccaneers. And a fake. And Erickson falls down, loses the ball. I'll tell you what, it looks to me that Craig Erickson ought to check his shoes, because he has slipped at least twice so far in this first half, and the only player to slip on this natural grass, and will take an 8-yard loss.
That's the first time they rolled to the left. They've been rolling to the right most of the time. But this time he rolls to the left, and he starts to plant his foot, and he slips in the process, lays an egg on the play, but recovers and falls on the egg without breaking it.
That's not easy to do.
That's right. He's a hard-boiled egg.
Got to be in this heat'll make it a hard-boiled egg. 2nd down and 18 now from the 19. That'll go as a sack for Stubblefield. His second. He's 1.5 now in the game.
Play action on the left side. The left halfback could be wide open if they run it. Nope, going in motion.
And it's a free play. The penalty will be against the 49ers as Workman is out of bounds at the 10. So apparently the flag will be against Ted Washington, who jumped off sides for the 49ers. That'll be a gain of 9 yards.
Ted Washington's daddy played for us at Kansas City, you know. And then he wound up going to Houston and was a very outstanding player there.
How come he went to Houston? Why didn't you keep him?
We had such great linebackers at that time with, with Willie Lanier and Jim Lynch, Bobby Bell, and that entourage, so we didn't have room for him.
But you never said he had diminishing skills, did you?
No.
Like Bill Belichick said about
Offsides,
Kozar.
number 97 defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
His skills increased after he left us.
Here's George Seifert, who says his team is a lot better than it was 8 weeks ago. And rounding into shape, couldn't come at a better time with the Saints coming up next week, but concerned about this game, especially coming off the bye week, which has been troublesome for the Niners in the past. But they lead 17-0. 2nd down and 13. Ball is at the 14-yard line. Erickson swings it out, and Anderson to the 5-yard line and gets down to the 1. And is he over? Yes, touchdown, Tampa Bay. It's Gary Anderson's first touchdown of the year, and there are questions this week, as they said at age 32, is he a little too old? But he has played a big deal in this first half of Buccaneers, and they're on the scoreboard.
You know, the one thing, it was a great run on his part, because normally he's a dancer. So he hesitates a little bit, then makes a decision. Now look at here. Now look at him hit for that goal line. Makes a cut inside, but he's fighting to go to the end zone. He gets in there, scores a touchdown on a play. A very good run by Anderson.
And Michael Houston, the rookie free agent out of the University of Virginia, adds the extra point.
There he is, dumps the ball outside. He gets a block downfield, goes inside the block, goes in there for the touchdown.
So Gary Anderson with his first touchdown of the year to bring the Buccaneers to within 10, but the big play was the 52-yard strike to Horace Copeland. And the Buccaneers in the game now, a short kick. It bounces around, and it might have been touched by a Niner and recovered by the Buccaneers. Let's see if Barney Bussey doesn't come out in the bottom of that pile. Tampa Bay will have the ball again on offense on a short kick that bounced off a 49er, and the Buccaneers have recovered inside the San Francisco 20. It was a free ball on the kickoff. There's Barney Bussey.
Watch the ball come down. It's bouncing around and finally recovered by
Bussey.
By Bussey.
It did not touch a Niner.
No, and as a result, now they have possession with great field position.
See, it didn't have to touch anyone on the kickoff. On a punt, of course, if it bounced off a Niner, it would be free for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to recover. But this was a free ball on a short kick and a first down on the 18-yard line of the Niners. Two tight ends and a fake. Erickson has a wide open receiver, and it's Workman, and he is in there for the touchdown. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have stunned the 49ers with two quick scores and have jumped back into this ball game. And Sam Weiss is leading the cheers on the Tampa Bay sideline. So Vince Workman with the touchdown as a receiver, his second of the year, and Michael Houston will try to bring the Bucs to within 3. Holding is Straczynski, and the kick is good. Tampa Bay has scored 2 touchdowns in 16 seconds, and it is now a 17-14 Niners lead. After being shut out last week to the Lions, Tampa Bay has scored 2 touchdowns in 16 seconds and trail now 17-14. Vince Workman on the receiving end of that Craig Harrison toss, and this crowd is on its feet as Houston will be kicking off. Ampley and Dexter Carter back deep for the Niners, and this is an onside kick, another pooch kick, and it's recovered by Larry Kelm of the 49ers. So they try to go the same way again with another kick.
Now look at the fake inside. Look at the defense. Look at 98. Go all the way over inside with a fake. He rolls in the opposite direction, throws the ball to Workman, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Well, it was a pooch kick. He hit the elevator ball way up in the air. Nobody touched the ball, and finally was recovered by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And then they try to another pooch kick, a shorter one than the last time, but the Niners were there and alert for that play.
You know, the one thing that you always have to be careful of, and I'm sorry I didn't mention this before, but when you score that easy, you got to be very, very careful that you don't have a little letdown because you think it's going to be easy the rest of the way, and this is what happens to you.
First down from the 42, Young to Logan out of the backfield. And Mark Logan, the ball had been blown dead. There is no fumble on the play. Whistle had blown before the ball was jarred out of Logan's hands, and a gain of 7 yards. For an update, let's bring in Greg Gumbel from New York. Greg?
All right, Dick, the Superdome in New Orleans. Wade Wilson finds Quinn Early 25 yards downfield for the touchdown. 7-3 Saints, but the Packers have recovered a fumble deep and are threatening, Dick.
All right, Greg, and that's a game that our viewers out in the Bay Area will be watching closely. Niners have a one-game lead over the Saints coming into today's play. Second down and 3 on the Niner 49. They fake one way, and the pass is caught, and a marker down, and going in will be Jerry Rice for the touchdown. A tremendous look-off by Steve Young, and then Jerry Rice downfield. A 51-yard play. Martin Mayhew may have been called or guilty of holding, and of course that'll be declined by the Niners, and that should be the call here.
Pass interference. Number 35 defense. Penalty will be declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
Second touchdown catch of the game for Jerry Rice.
All right, this is behind the defense now. Fakes to the right side and throws a right. It was a miracle catch right between two defensive backs. He catches it up high and goes all the way in for the touchdown. A good misdirection read by Steve Young, looking to his left and throwing to his right.
Kofer with the extra point, and it's 24-14, and Jerry Rice now with his second touchdown catch of the year now has an even 100 yards on 4 receptions.
See, the great thing about Rice is that he has such great concentration, and even though he doesn't get a chance to catch the ball initially, he's going to follow the bouncing ball, and he'll make those kind of plays and make the big play like he did on the last touchdown pass.
And he's tied John Riggins with 116 touchdowns, third on the all-time list. Rice caught a 12-yard catch on the first possession of the game for the 49ers.
Now here's what happened. He's in the slot on the right side, goes right down outside the hash mark and breaks inside when he sees the safety man coming over. The ball is thrown perfectly. He makes the catch, changes the scoreboard, another 6 for the San Francisco 49ers.
And for Jerry Rice, it is his 41st game in which he has caught 100 yards or more receiving. So 3 touchdowns have been scored here at Tampa Stadium in the last 1 minute and 14 seconds. Took the Niners 58 seconds after the Buccaneers scored 2 touchdowns in 16 seconds. And Kofer's kick is out of the end zone, and the Buccaneers will start from the 20-yard line. So that 51-yard strike sure quieted the crowd here. Along with Hank Stram, this is Dick Stockton here at Tampa Stadium. The 49ers looking for their 3rd win in a row, coming off a bye week. And before that, an impressive win over the Rams, lead the Buccaneers 24-14 with 7 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the first half.
Boy, you have to like this 49er team. Boy, they can strike, can't you? It's like the 4th of July. A lot of fireworks when they have their hands on a football. And there was a great illustration of that big play.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line for Tampa Bay. Vince Workman, the running back. Erickson to throw, and out of the backfield is Workman. And he can't get by Eric Davis, and a gain of 8 yards on the play. In the last minute and 14 seconds in what has been a wild first half, after Ralph Tam recovered a 49er fumble in the end zone for a 17-0 lead, Tampa Bay scored on a Gary Anderson 14-yard reception from Craig Erickson. Then they kicked short, recovered by the Bucs. 16 seconds later, a touchdown pass to Workman, and then less than a minute later, Rice with a touchdown catch to give the Niners their 10-point lead. Second down and 2 at the 28-yard line. Gary Anderson, the lone back. On the draw play, Anderson trapped and gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up 3rd and short. Making the tackle was Dana Stubblefield with help from Larry Kelm.
There was an illustration of how Anderson usually runs. You see the dance he did in the hole, and as a result, by the time he made a decision as to where he was going to run, the hole closed and he didn't make the yardage necessary. Had he run it like he did on the screen pass into the end zone for the touchdown, he would have made the yardage.
3rd down and 1. Here's to be an audible by Erickson. Workman goes in motion. Erickson's pass is dropped. Copeland was wide open. And that'll bring up 4th down, and Straczynski comes onto the field to punt for Tampa Bay. Sam Wyche's Buccaneers came within 3 points, now trailing again by 10, 24-14. Buccaneers have lost 7 in a row to the 49ers. Dexter Carter is back deep. Straczynski will kick for the Bucs. Good high kick, and Carter running up to return is tackled at the 32-yard line, and a good play that time made by Jerry Gray, the former LA Ram. Well, when the 49ers score more than 21 points, they're almost unbeatable. They already have 24 in the game. The record is 50-2 when they get 21 or more.
Well, they really, you know, they execute so well. You know, Dick, they look like a pro football team ought to look. I'm talking about offensively. You know, they're very precise. Timing is excellent. You know, and now they have to talk about make sure they maintain that same momentum and not have any kind of a letdown, because they're not getting much pressure on the quarterback at all, Tampa's quarterback.
Ricky Waters is slowed up, and a flag in the backfield. That was Roger Jones, and we may have a face mask call against the Buccaneers. It is a personal foul against Tampa Bay, and that'll give the Niners, depending on how many yards they mark off, a 1st down.
All right, here comes Waters to the outside, block inside. They get a piece of him, slows him down a little bit, tries a straight arm with the ball away from pressure. He gets a face mask and gets hit, and a penalty on the play.
And it'll be a 1st down for the 49ers. I want to remind you, on this doubleheader week here on CBS, coming next, most of you will see the Phoenix-Dallas game. Jason Garrett will be the starting quarterback for the Cowboys, although Bernie Kosar will see action, according to Jimmy Johnson in the NFL today. Those are the other games coming up later. 1st and 10 at the 46 for the Niners, with 5:16 to go in the 1st half. Here is Ricky Waters looking for running room and gets a yard.
They ran the wrong way that time. They were overshifted to that left side, and as a result had penetration. No way you can make yardage on that kind of a play.
Now there's Waters, who lost his helmet and got shoved a bit by the Buccaneers, and you pointed out before, Hank, that Ricky Waters, of course, an emotional runner, but the fact is that he has cost his team some big penalties with the fact that he has been a little bit out of control, and that's something that he's trying to control in his own right.
Yes, but I think it's good to have a variety of personalities on your team, and he fits that description. He's a fiery guy, as I mentioned, emotional runner. You couldn't have a team like that, but you have one guy or two, it helps tremendously.
And the pass to Jamie Williams, the 2nd tight end, to midfield. On the 2nd down, Marty Carter making the tackle, and I guess you'd have to say, as far as Ricky Waters is concerned, he has a defensive player's mentality playing offense.
Yeah, he's got a linebacker personality. He really has. Running the football.
Johnny Johnson, x-rays were negative on his ankle. Sanjay Beach and Nate Singleton, the extra wide receivers, 4 for the 49ers on 3rd down. Young's got a lot of time, throws crossfield to Jerry Rice. And they've got the necessary yardage and then some to the 31-yard line of Tampa Bay. That good for 18 yards. And Rice, as we told you, already over the 100 mark. Ray Seals put the initial penetration in on Young, but he got away.
All right, let's watch the pocket now. Seals, number 98, puts a little pressure. Pumps, then he goes back, jumps to the outside. And look at that down. Now here we see it behind the defense. Look at this. Ball is thrown perfectly, right in stride, makes the catch, 1st down. San Francisco 49ers.
Young has completed his last 7 passes and already has thrown for 202 yards. 1st down on the 31, and Waters finds an opening off the right side and picks up at least 5 on the play. So Ricky Waters playing a big game as a receiver and a rusher, and the Niners are threatening again. Sean Price and Jimmy Williams. Price, formerly of the University of Pacific, in on the play.
Okay, here we go to the right side with the draw play. Look at the good blocking on the right side. Look at the big hole. Looked like some of those shots we saw yesterday in the Notre Dame game.
Well, Notre Dame showed a pretty good line, didn't they, yesterday against Florida State?
Yeah, they were great. You're talking about blowing them out of the tub. That's exactly what they did.
2nd and 5, pressure on, and the pass incomplete. Dexter Carter. Pass a little bit too high for Carter out of the backfield, and Broderick Thomas put the pressure on. As you see, the Packers have taken the lead over the New Orleans Saints. Jackie Harris with a 1-yard reception from Brett Favre, and the Giants now with a 2-touchdown lead over the Redskins. Other scores as well. Don Shula looking to move ahead of George Halas with a win today.
Richie Kotite has really had a lot of bad luck with that Philadelphia Eagle team. A lot of injuries.
3rd down and 5 at the 26. Mark Logan, the back, but it's a passing down. Young fakes, takes off, and he got by one defender and will have the first down. Darren Anderson, the dime back, making the stop, and a 6-yard gain for Steve Young. As we said, the second leading rusher behind Ricky Waters, with the 2-minute warning upon us here at Tampa Bay.
Hey, Greg. All right, here we see Steve Young going into the pocket. Now watch on the right side. You'll see a big cavity on the right side. Look at this. Look at the big hole. Look at it. He waits, and then he sees the hole open up, takes off and runs with the football. He's got it protected well and picks up a nice gain in the play. And incidentally, in the last 4 games, he's rushed 11 times and made 165 yards, which is about 11 yards per carry.
Can't ask for anything more from that.
No, and that's the importance of having escapability skill like he has.
Well, Hank, you talked about how impressed you were with the way the 49ers execute offensively. Today they have averaged almost 9 yards per play, which will win in any league, huh?
No, that's amazing.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 24-14, the Niners lead, looking for more. Waters and Logan are the split backs behind Steve Young, and it's Ricky Waters. Gets a couple. Making the stop, Chidi Hananadu and Jimmy Williams. Williams, the linebacker who played a big game against the Detroit Lions last week, and then an unfortunate locker room incident shoved a female reporter, but later apologized during the week. 2nd down and 8 for the Niners on the 18 of Tampa Bay. Waters in motion.
Look at the right receiver on the right side, outside.
Young up the middle, and it's jarred loose from Jerry Rice. Ricky Reynolds put the hit on Rice and shook him up a bit, and Rice very nearly had his 3rd touchdown catch of the game.
And the key, look at that pass protection, Dick. He's got all the time in the world to throw the ball. Here, watch the behind the defense. Now look at the time. Look at the pass protection. Look at the lanes he's got to throw the ball through. And he caught the ball ready. It looked like I didn't know whether he had possession and control or not, but he looked like he might have had it for a second. If he did, it should have been a touchdown, but he got hit about the same time and knocked it loose. So evidently, that's why they called it an incomplete forward pass.
It'll be 3rd down, and Young back to throw again. Penalty marker down, thrown underneath to John Taylor inside the 10-yard line, and that will be a 1st down for the 49ers, but there was a flag thrown, and a holding penalty against the 49ers will nullify the 1st down. 1:07 remaining in the first half.
Holding, number 79 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Harris Barton was holding. Want to remind you, coming up at halftime, Greg and Terry with scores and highlights and a preview of the main 2nd game of our CBS doubleheader today. The Dallas Cowboys as they entertain the Phoenix Cardinals at Texas Stadium.
You know, on the last play, Tampa only had 10 men on the field. If you're going to be wrong, you better have 12, not 10.
Yeah. I mean, that's given the Niners a bigger advantage than they really need.
Yeah, that's right.
Ten-point Niner lead with 1:07 remaining and 2 timeouts remaining for the 49ers. Tampa Bay has all 3 of theirs. And right now, if you're looking at the possible field goal possibilities, Kofor has twice connected from 46 yards. The ball is at the 27. He's got the wind at his back, which will help him on a long kick.
Let's see who they're going to go to here. They haven't given Brent Jones much business.
4 wide receivers for the 49ers as Beach and Singleton in.
Well, they got a safety man in the hole, so they're not going to run it deep to Jones.
Penalty marker down on 3rd down and 8, and the pass is caught by Rice inside the 10-yard line, but another penalty thrown on both sides of the field. Martin Mayhew is defending Jerry Rice. Let's see if they bring the ball back.
It looked like it might have been on Tampa. Let's see.
Defense. Number 98
That's exactly
is offsides.
right.
Penalty is declined.
Ray Seals offsides, and so it'll be
for first down.
a first down inside the 10-yard line.
Watch Seals at the top of your screen. Offside on the play. Trying to anticipate the rhythm of the count and left too soon.
So it is 1st and goal. The ball is at the 9. Young on the rollout, looking, and throws it away. Brent Jones, the tight end, was the closest. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and goal with 56 seconds remaining in the half. Niners had 2 tight ends on that down, and Jerry Rice, who went to the sidelines, checks back in.
You know, Mike Shanahan does a great job of calling plays for the San Francisco 49ers. He's very bold, very aggressive. He's on the attack. Really does a super job.
Well, they struggled in the red zone against the Dallas Cowboys, and the emphasis seemed to go back to Shanahan, although George Seifert always has the input. That was a big move the Niners made when they were struggling. Here is Young on the rollout. The pass caught. Touchdown to Jerry Rice. And he's got his 3rd of the ball game.
The variety of things that they do is incredible, and they do it with such great execution. And they do it easy. Smooth.
They are the highest scoring team in the NFL, and even Floyd Peters and his defensive skills finds it pretty difficult to short circuit the 49ers, who now have run up 31 points and lead at 30-14. The 31 will come after Kofor's conversion if he's successful. Low snap, and the kick is good. So Jerry Rice with 3 touchdown catches. 7 catches for 146 yards.
Here. Now here's Rice, right? He goes in motion to the right side. Cuts across in here, all the way across for the touchdown. Okay, there's Jerry Rice going in motion to the right side. Goes down the field, then crosses over, all the way over to far side. The ball is thrown beautifully right before he gets to the end zone. And look at Steve Young's reaction after the touchdown pass.
So Steve Young with 3 touchdown tosses today, and Young now with 14 TD passes on the season, and he leads the NFC, and Jerry Rice now climbs ahead of John Riggins, 3rd on the all-time touchdown list. Keep in mind that Rice's career high for single game touchdown catches is 5, set 3 years ago against the Atlanta Falcons. He certainly is within the range of that one today, Hank.
Well, it's easy to understand why he wears gloves.
He's using them, huh? So 31-14. Mike Kofor will kick off for the 49ers. Anderson and Wilson back deep for Tampa Bay. It'll be An end-over-end kick, and it's going to be Charles Wilson bringing it back for Tampa Bay, and he is hit and stopped beyond the 15-yard line by Adam Walker. So Craig Erickson goes to work again with 45 seconds remaining in the half.
You know, one thing as this game has gone along, the heat could be a factor in this, but the San Francisco 49ers are not providing any kind of a serious pass rush. And if they do a better job, well, they're going to have plenty of time to throw the ball, and they're going to hit some people because they got a lot of good speed.
And the heat could affect Tampa Bay because if they're way down, last week Floyd Peters thought they kind of let up a bit in the fourth quarter against the Lions, and that was indoors. 1st and 10 on the 18. Erickson's pass intended for Workman, and that was Bill Romanowski who came close to perhaps picking that ball off.
And there was a little bit of pass rush, better pass rush on the last play. Romanowski, number 53, gets his hand up. There you see him coming at us. Looked like Romanowski, but it wasn't. It was number 92, Troy Wilson.
2nd down and 10 on the 18. And the running play to Gary Anderson. Good run by Anderson. He is shy of the first down sticks. Troy Wilson again making the tackle. Talking about the 49ers and how the 4-man defensive line have really boosted them. But the health of Larry Roberts and the fine play of the rookie Troy Wilson out of Pittsburgh State in Kansas has also been a big help. Tampa Bay trying to get something back in the last 30 seconds, and they have a long way to go in a first half that has been dominated by the 49ers. Tremendous offense and the connection of Steve Young and Jerry Rice. They have hooked up for 3 touchdown passes, and Rice also had another one jarred out of his grasp in the end zone by Ricky Reynolds.
Let's look at this pass rush, Dick. See what happens with the 4-man rush. Look.
3rd down and 1. Erickson finds a man up the middle, Horace Copeland, and that is a first down, and immediately time is called by the Buccaneers. They are left now with 1 timeout. 23 seconds on the clock. Copeland, of course, was on the receiving end of a big 52-yard play that set up Tampa Bay's first touchdown.
And Erickson doing well so far in this game, even though they're losing like they are, 9-12 for 144 yards.
Whole thing, as you've mentioned, is protection.
That's right. He's capable. I tell you, he's got a good arm. He's a smart kid. Reads coverages very well for a young quarterback. You give him time to throw the ball. And the other thing he does very well is throw the ball long.
But Sam Weish and his crew, frankly, did not go into this game with an even bucket against the 49ers, who came in favored by more than 2 touchdowns, which is unusual for a team playing on the road.
And the bucket was upside down.
And the Bucs, if they continue to fall way behind, will have to be passing. It'll be the passing Bucs to a great extent, in which, of course, the Niners will be teeing off on young Erickson. So a first down for Tampa Bay on their 37-yard line with 23 seconds left in the half. Erickson gets by a defender, fires into a crowd, and it's intercepted. And the 49ers get it back. That was Michael Magruder with his 3rd interception of the year. He is not a starter. He's a nickel back, but he has picked off 3 passes this season to take over the club leadership, and the Niners take the ball back in the final seconds of the half. And now they've ruled it an incomplete pass. Here it is, Hank.
Watch Erickson go to the left. Now he's looking in that direction all the way through, which attracts defensive backs. You see the Magruder on the right side came over, read his eyes, intercepted the pass, and now the 49ers have possession, 1st and 10.
And they've called it, after a long delay, an incompleted pass, so it's still Tampa Bay ball with 13 seconds remaining. It is 2nd down. Jackson in trouble, getting rushed by Wilson and throws it away. He fired it over to the left side, intended for Rudy Harris, but he was chased by Troy Wilson, the rookie who we mentioned before, who has 3 sacks coming in, and it's called something special. He's really one to watch for this team.
Watch Wilson, number 92, hit him from the backside. Got off the ball nicely that time and expressed a lot of speed on the sack, on the hit, I should say.
Niners making the most of their depth now at defensive line. 3rd down and 10 with the final seconds of this half. Out of the backfield is Rudy Harris, and Harris will go out of bounds as the first half comes to an end. Tim McDonald making the defensive play. 49ers in their last 10 quarters have scored 99 points. That's how good their offense has been. That's the end of the first half with the score: the Niners 31 and the Buccaneers 14.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Toyota, makers of the exciting all-new Celica. Watch out, it's here. Keystone, Keystone Light, and Keystone Dry. Hewlett-Packard, DeskJet, and LaserJet printers. And by Payne Weber, we believe our most important investment is an investment in relationships. The NFL Today Dockers halftime report is sponsored by new Loose Fit Dockers. Nobody does pants like Dockers.
31-14, the Buccaneers trail San Francisco. Welcome back to our studios, everyone. Along with Terry Bradshaw, I'm Greg Gumbel. Bucs drew close, but if you're going to stop the 49ers.
Yeah, you got to look at my little sheet here that says, wow, 230 yards passing. Heck of a day for Young. And look at Rice. He's got over 146 yards and 3 touchdown receptions. I mean, that summed it up pretty well right there.
Yeah, indeed. And Jerry Rice, 7 receptions, 146 yards, 3 touchdowns, 31-14, San Francisco in the lead. In New Orleans, a little back and forth going on at the Superdome, where the Saints have now taken a 14-10 lead on the Packers. This is Wade Wilson going deep.
Got a single coverage. Terrell Buckley having trouble covering man for man. There's Quinn Early.
Then Brett Favre, 1-yard touchdown pass to Jackie Harris. Packers led 10-7, but here comes Wilson again.
Nice job hanging in the pocket. Even had his arm hit when he found Marcus Dowdell in the back of the end zone, Greg.
2 touchdown passes by Wade Wilson in that game. The Saints lead the Packers 14-10. At the Meadowlands, the Giants are leading the Redskins. They're underway in the second half. 14-0 the score. Mark Rippon hangs this one up.
Laid it out there. Nice pass, nice interception. Greg Jackson loved that one. A rough start so far for Rippon in the first half, but I'll tell you, Corey Miller's had a great first half for the Giants, Greg.
Speaking of passes, how about Dave Meggett?
Hey, you got to love it. We saw him early in the year throw a touchdown pass to the left, going to the left. Now he's going to the right, and this is outstanding throw. Chris Callaway in the back corner of the end zone.
And the Giants lead it by a score of 14-0. In Philadelphia, the Eagles are leading the Dolphins by a 14-13 score at halftime at the Vet in Philadelphia. Mark Higgs, a 1-yard run, and Scott Mitchell has thrown a touchdown pass to Terry Kirby. And in Cincinnati, Houston quarterback Warren Moon just eats the Bengals alive. He has now thrown 3 touchdown passes in this game. He has thrown 34 in his career against the Bengals, and that's more than he's thrown against any other team in the National Football League. We'll have more for you as the NFL continues on CBS after this word from your local station. Welcome back to our New York studios, everyone. This is a doubleheader day of football here on CBS. Some of you will see the Falcons face the Rams in our second game. Most of you will see either the Vikings and the Broncos or the Cardinals and the Cowboys. We have 2 reports, beginning with Leslie Visser at Texas Stadium.
Greg, as you know, the big story here in Texas Stadium is who will start at quarterback. Well, the answer is Chris Chandler, who will start for the Cardinals in place of the injured Steve Berline. Okay, there's another quarterback story. Earlier on the NFL Today, Jimmy Johnson told us that Jason Garrett would start for the Cowboys, but that he will split time with Bernie Kosar.
We've had to condense what we might call, with Bernie in the ball game, to a restricted list, and that's sometimes a tight call because you really don't want to handcuff, your coordinator in making a call for a play that he wants. And handcuff Bernie in that he doesn't have enough plays available to him to move the ball down the field.
Do you feel that it is absurd to say that your skills have diminished?
Like I said, I
been saying to people, and I really believe this, I don't think I have to defend or justify myself and my performances, and I feel very comfortable about the way I could throw the football.
Bernie will wear a 4-inch wristband today that contains almost 60 plays on both sides. He told me that he hasn't watched any TV or read any paper since he's been here. He spent all his time cramming for today's test. Well, that's the story from here. Let's go out to Denver and Dan Fouts.
Well, thank you, Leslie. Let the record show that the first snowfall of the '93 season fell here in Denver overnight. About 5 inches of snow fell and covered this field. And throughout the night, this tarp covering the field was plowed 4 times. The field should be in good shape, however. Shortly, this tarp will be removed and steam will rise as there are steam pipes buried 6 inches below the surface to keep the field from freezing. The weather situation means turnovers are critical today. But it's too late to change game plans, and a good strategy is to go deep early before the field gets chewed up. The irony of today is that in the era of the Bud Grant Vikings, they would thrive on a day like today. We'll just have to wait and see how the indoor Vikings of today handle these conditions. Greg, light snow is expected throughout the day. It should be fun.
All right, Dan, first snowman of the year. It's time to send you back to the stadium in the game you're watching here on CBS.
We are halftime here at Tampa Stadium with the 49ers leading the Buccaneers 31-14. Hank Stram and I will be back for the second half kickoff in just a moment.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by the new Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation. Miller Lite, great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this? UPS, the official package delivery company of the NFL. And by Braun Flex Control, the first electric shaver with a pivoting head that adjusts to every contour of your face.
Back here at Tampa Stadium where the 49ers lead 31-14. At one point, the Buccaneers had cut the Niners lead to 3. But, you know, the fact is, Hank, as you mentioned, their defense has improved so much lately, but their offense has been good just about throughout the season, 49ers.
Yeah, the offense has really been flawless. You know, it's amazing how well they execute. And the great thing about their offense is the fact they have so much confidence and poise in what they're doing. They don't care where they are on the field. That's what they're going to do.
Big plays have been a big factor in this ball game. And, of course, Jerry Rice has been a hero. He has 3 touchdown catches. He's well over 100 yards. Copeland with a big 52-yard catch. At one point, Tampa Bay scored 2 touchdowns in 16 seconds, and we had 3 touchdowns in 1 minute and 14, and Jerry Rice on the receiving end of their last score. There it is, Jerry Rice, who went in motion.
Now look at this. He goes in motion to the right side. But, you know, the great thing about Rice, he's such a durable player. Earlier in the game, he got hit in the end zone. There was a question really of whether he's going to be able to get up and play. But he bounced right back up after a few seconds and back in the game and playing like gangbusters.
And you're right about his durability. You know, he just suits up and plays and gets hit a lot, but there he is. Cofer kicking off, and the return is Charles Wilson for Tampa Bay. He finds an opening on the outside. Penalty marker down as Wilson is knocked out of bounds at the 46-yard line by the kicker, Mike Cofer. But there's a flag, and we'll see whether we have an illegal block against Tampa Bay. A 43-yard return, if it stands, for Wilson. But the penalty apparently will be against the 49ers, and they're going to tack some more yardage on, Hank.
You know, one thing that you have to be impressed with regard to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they haven't won many games, but they're dancing every dance. They're playing hard.
Here's Wilson's return.
Makes good decisions without any hesitation. Now he turns down the afterburner, goes right down the sideline, finally gets knocked out of bounds, and they have good field position. But here again, field position is great only if you take advantage of it and get scores.
Antonio Goss with illegal use of the hands, and so the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will start from midfield, which will put a frown on the face of George Seifert.
And they got to pump the ball up a lot in the second half. They got to be smart the way they throw, and the main thing, their protection has to be good.
2 tight ends for the Buccaneers. In motion goes Horace Copeland. And the give is to Workman, who slips and is dropped for no gain. Let's look at the halftime statistics and some big numbers by the 49ers. 300 total yards, 230 of them coming through the air, Hank.
That's strong, and usually the ideal situation, you like to be able to throw for 250 in every game and run for 150. They're very close to that balance almost every week.
Niners over 8 yards per gain, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers nearly 7.5 in their own right.
Look at all the room on the left side, the left receiver. Look at one-on-one. Uh-oh, now they're changing the coverage.
2nd down and 10 at midfield. Erickson trying to run away from the pass rush, and wide open downfield was Ty.J. Armstrong, the tight end. And he was open deep into the 49er territory as Erickson tried to escape the pass rush.
Now watch him try to dodge the bullet, goes back in the pocket, runs to the right side, still running, and doesn't get a chance, has to throw the ball across his body without any legs. And watch Stubblefield give Erickson a little shot right in the smush right there. As Fagan instead.
You don't want to get hit in the smush.
No, that's right.
It's the last place you want to get hit in. The smush.
Kind of juicy.
Yeah. It's smushy. 3rd down and 10 at midfield, and Erickson fires and wide open, and it's caught by Courtney Hawkins. And it'll be a 1st down and a big gain for the Buccaneers. You remember Erickson hit Copeland with a 52-yard play, but there's a penalty flag down, and they may be bringing this one back. A tough break for the Bucs as illegal procedure call against Tampa Bay will erase a 24-yard pass completion to Courtney Hawkins.
Now watch the protection on this play. Look at the time he has to throw the ball. No rush whatsoever. And if they don't get a better rush as this game goes along, they're going to put a lot of pressure on that defense by throwing the ball down the field.
Hawkins came into the game as the leading receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He has not been used much in the first half as the Niners have covered him pretty well. He has no catches in the game. It'll be 3rd down and 15 from the Buccaneers 45. Erickson steps up in the rush, and the pass. Penalty marker down. And we may have an interference call as Horace Copeland on the receiving end, and Tim McDonald was all over him. A 19-yard gain pending the flag, and if we have an interference call against the Niners, it'll be a 1st down for Tampa Bay, and that will be the call. It was Dana Hall, I believe, who was there.
Defensive pass interference, number 46.
It was Tim McDonald, and the pass interference call gives the Buccaneers a 1st down.
Yeah, where is he? Yeah, where's he going? Oh, there he is. Copeland coming down the field. Good protection on the play.
Here is Copeland on a reverse. Gets inside the 35-yard line and out of bounds as the Buccaneers in their first possession here of the second half trying to narrow the gap, and a gain of 4 yards with Griffin on the stop. Horace Copeland, a 4th-round draft pick out of the University of Miami. If he scores a touchdown, you'll see a backflip. He's one of the more animated and exciting receivers, young receivers in the game.
And he usually grades about 10 on that flip.
He could try out for the U.S. gymnastics team for the Olympics in '96. 2nd down and 6. There's Gary Anderson, needs a block. He gets one, and he is hit down hard by Tim McDonald. About a yard or so short of the 1st down, gain of 5 yards. And that'll bring up 3rd and short for Tampa Bay.
Here we see it now, going back into the pocket, looks downfield, throws out there on the screen pass to the outside. It looks like Mayberry, the center, was out there in good shape and made the block on the play.
It was Tony Mayberry, the center. So it'll be 3rd down and 1 on the 26 early here in the 3rd quarter. Craig Erickson calling the audible here.
They ought to be able to run left side. They got him out flanked outside. Let's see what they do. Huh?
Well, they're going to talk it over a little more as the clock was running down as the Bucs use up their first timeout of the second half. 31-14, and moments ago Steve Bono had a camera up. I tell you, when you're up big and all you have to do is hold for the place kicking, you can maybe start to look forward to your next career.
That's one thing they shouldn't be doing during the course of a game. You know it?
None of your players ever took pictures during a game, I bet you.
Right. They want to be a photographer, open up a studio.
Third down and 1 for the Buccaneers after a timeout. Vince Workman dives and is close to the first down. Let's see where they spot the ball. Bill Romanowski was covering on the play, and you can see Dana Stubblefield indicating that the Bucs did not get the necessary yardage, and he's right. It is 4th down and less than a yard, and they're going to go for it. They're going to bring extra people in. Dave Moore, the 3rd tight end, and Rudy Harris, the 255-pound rookie running back, all come in a tight formation on 4th and less than 1.
I thought we'd see a little bit more of Rudy Harris in this game. They talked like he'd play a lot. He ran down the sideline with a good-looking play earlier in the game, but that's the only time we saw him. They ought to run left. Let's see, they matriculate it left.
Up and down the field they matriculate. 4th down and less than 1.
They
and
are,
here
boys.
is a pass, and wide open is Moore, the 3rd tight end. He's got a first down.
Something had to be good on that left side because of the way they were flanked. They had a flanker on that side. Either the run or the play action pass would have been good.
First catch of the year for Dave Moore.
Here's the situation now. Dave Moore makes the catch, number 83. There he is, going out into the flat area, makes the catch. Has to turn inside for the ball. Had he been thrown outside, he would have made a little bit more yardage on the play.
First down on the 16-yard line for Tampa Bay, trailing 31-14 to San Francisco. Here is Vince Workman, gets a hole up the middle and dives to the 10-yard line and a gain of 6. Saints over the Packers 14-10 in the 3rd quarter of their game in New Orleans. The Giants over the Washington Redskins, and you look at the other scores coming in. Of course, the Niners trailing the Saints by 1 game in the NFC West, and they'll clash a week from tomorrow. Hurry up offense here. 2nd and 4. They've already called 1 timeout, and Erickson with an audible at the line. And the clock is running down. You better do something soon.
Either that or it's called timeout.
He gets it off in time. On the rollout is Erickson. His pass knocked away. Don Griffin defending on the play. And it was intended for Courtney Hawkins. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
Watch the rollout to the right side. Griffin, number 29, is involved in the coverage. He doesn't really settle very well as far as his legs are concerned. His feet are not anchored when he throws the ball. As a result, he doesn't throw it very well. Griffin does a good job of being there to make the play. Ball's incomplete.
3rd down and 4.
Blitz.
Erickson's pass is caught at the 1 by Hawkins, and he'll have the first down. It'll be 1st and goal as he is tackled at the 1-yard line by Don Griffin, who saved the touchdown there. And that's the first catch of the game for Courtney Hawkins, who came in as the leading pass receiver for Tampa Bay.
Here we see the blitz coming off. Look at the man off the line of scrimmage. Now you see him coming into picture. Hanks blitzing on the play. Griffin really does a great job of knowing where he is and making the tackle and not letting it get into the end zone for the touchdown. There we see it again. Look at this tackle. He makes sure he doesn't fall forward. He falls sideways.
Here is the handoff to Workman. Bounces off a defender and is going to lose a couple of yards. Vince Workman testing the right side of the Niners line. First hit by Tim McDonald, and then Romanowski followed suit, and a loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
That's exactly the way you draw it up on the blackboard as far as the pursuit is concerned. Really did a super job, the defense of the San Francisco 49ers.
Just under 9 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter, and if Tampa Bay wants to challenge in this game, they've got to score a touchdown here. Field goal won't do it for them. This is the 11th play of the drive, and on the reverse, Moore, the tight end, to the 5-yard line, and he throws it up for grabs, incomplete. That was one of the weirdest plays you'll ever see, and kind of reminds you of Garo Yepremian's style in the Super Bowl, the way he let go of that ball.
And really, it looked like he was really had a chance to score the touchdown had he kept it and run the ball into the end zone himself. Now let's take a look at it. Fakes to the right side, hands the ball off on the reverse. Look, he's got some. No, he can't run it in. He's got some pursuit from the inside, and he throws it out of the end zone.
3rd and goal now from the 3.
You got to go do something to the left side. Look at all the people on the right side. Something left. Something left.
And it's the handoff. Touchdown. Vince Workman gets over.
Yeah, that was the place to go. Talking about the left side of the center, because they had all the folks on the right side. They had too many folks. It looked like they had about 15 guys playing defense.
The way Erickson delayed at the line of scrimmage before he called that play and got the snap, it looked like they had 15 there.
Now here it is. There's the hole, and he fights through the traffic. He got hit right about the 1 yard line, but he ran in through the would-be tackler and went in for the touchdown.
Michael Houston with Straczynski, the punter, holding, and the kick is perfect. And a penalty marker is down, so we'll wait here. Howard Rowe, the referee. Buccaneers with Vince Workman with his 2nd touchdown of the game. He has caught a touchdown pass and ran this one in from 3 yards out. And the kick is going to be, penalty will be against the Niners. The kick will be good to make it 31-21. That's Vince Workman, the former Packer. And he's been a work man today for Tampa Bay. The best part. Let's take another look at that touchdown play from the ground level, Henry.
Okay, here we go. Good push by the offensive lineman, straight ahead. There's the play. Now, the great thing about it is he reaches beyond the goal line to make sure he's crossed the plane before his knee hits the ground. The ball is determined by where the knee hits.
It was a dead ball foul before the snap, so they're going to kick again. So we did not have a break. They're going to have to kick again, and so here is Houston once more. And once more, this one will count. So it's a 31-21 game. And now, Hank, that you paid for that commercial, we're going to run it now. Well, a high-scoring affair here with 8:34 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Dick Stockton and Hank Stram here at Tampa Stadium. Sam Weich's Buccaneers, who have been shut out 2 of the last 4 games, have rolled up 21 points, but still trail the Niners, a team that's virtually impossible to stop when they have all cylinders going on offense, by 10 points. Lee and Carter back as Houston with a high kick, and Carter will down it, and the Niners will start at the 20-yard line. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, heavy underdogs against the 49ers here at Tampa Stadium, but the Niners are in front 31-21 as the San Francisco's try to win their 3rd in a row. Dick Stockton and Hank Stram. Steve Young having a brilliant day passing.
Is he something? 17-22, 230 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Starting from the 20-yard line. Young gets by a defender, and Jerry Rice drops the ball. It appeared as if he started a run before he had possession. And he saw the slant pattern that could have gotten them the distance.
I think that's exactly what he did, Dick. He took his eye off the ball and looked like he was going to try to run with it before he actually got possession of it, or either that or else the ball came out of the chute and he didn't see it all the way because there's some bodies up in front of him when he tried to make the catch.
And the shadow. We have some shadow right where the Niners have the ball. Ricky Reynolds was defending. 2nd down and 10. The give is to Waters. Great burst up the middle, and Waters carries out to the 27-yard line in a gain of 7. Jerry Gray making the tackle on Ricky Waters, who told us yesterday that he thinks he understands his role. He says, we're a passing team, and running is not the main thing we do. He says now what he has to do is tune out his friends who tell him every week, Ricky, you're not doing enough. You're not getting the ball enough.
And you can't win if you can't forget. You got to forget all that stuff and play.
Waters has gained 51 yards rushing today. It is 3rd down and 3. That's Waters in motion. And the pass, and it's caught by John Taylor, and that'll be a 1st down for the Niners with Reynolds covering a gain of 10 yards.
The nice thing about that pass, Dick, was the fact that it was thrown low. See, that kind of a pass in traffic, if you don't catch it, it's going to go right down to the ground. If you do catch it, then of course you're in good shape and they can't knock it loose.
7:20 remaining in the 3rd quarter. It'll be 1st down on the 38-yard line for the Niners. They won 5 out of 8 games, looking for their first road win since their opener at Three River Stadium. Here is Mark Logan tripped up, and a loss on the play. And a big play, Ray Seals penetrated, and a loss of 3 yards for Mark Logan.
He got across the line of scrimmage in good shape. Seals, number 98, in the top of your screen. Watch him. Uses his hands in good shape, gets the penetration, knocks off the guard, Tam, and stops the play for about a 3 or 4 yard loss.
Seals came into the game with 6 quarterback sacks, a career high. Remember, he did not play college football, played semi-pro ball, and has become a fixture on the defensive line for Tampa Bay. 2nd down and 12. Young's pass underneath to Waters, trying to get loose, and Waters dives close to the 1st down. He may be shy by a yard or less. It was Roger Jones who made the play, and Mark Logan with a good block to free Waters.
Did you see him change directions? He knew exactly what he had to do to get up the field to try to make that yardage on the play. He didn't go sideways. He went up the field. Watch this run now. Here he comes right to us. There he catches the ball inside. Look at this. Makes that inside move, trying to get the yardage on the play.
Waters has caught 5 passes for 35 yards. He caught 5 against the Rams 2 weeks ago. As you see, the 49ers are a yard short, and that was his high for the season. So the next catch that Ricky Waters makes in this game will be a season's high. Want to remind you, the 2nd half of our CBS doubleheader. Most of you will see the Phoenix Cardinals, who beat the Eagles last week at home, travel to Dallas to go against the Cowboys. Jason Garrett will be the starting quarterback, but Bernie Kosar expected to see action. Niners are 7 for 8 on 3rd downs today. They need only a yard.
Double tight end offense.
And they give it to Logan, and it's close. Hardy Nickerson, who has been an MVP on defense for Tampa Bay, and we'll see where they spot the ball. We may have a measurement.
It looked like Logan had a chance to go inside instead of where he ran. Let's take a look at it again there. Look at that hole. No, he didn't have any place to go. I thought he might have had a little bit more room than that, but he didn't.
This is a very big measurement if you're looking at the possibility that Tampa Bay could really make things hot for the 49ers in the late stages of this game, but it is a 1st down. If they had held them, the Niners would have punted for sure. But now with the 1st down, they continue with the ball just about at midfield.
There's another illustration of how much confidence they have in what they do. They went to a double tight end. I mean, they got 7 on 7, and they got 4 defensive backs, and they just stuck it in there and got the necessary yardage for the 1st down.
Ball is on the Niners' 48-yard line.
Look at the flat on this there. Oh, they go in motion to the right side.
Young with a short drop, and here's
anyhow.
Logan out of the backfield, loses his helmet, and gets about 9 yards before Ricky Reynolds making the tackle. We have mentioned Ricky Reynolds' name a bunch of times today.
Yeah, we surely have. And that time, see, the flat was open on that left side. They had the slot man send him in motion to the right side. Normally, he would go in the flat, but they came back with a back out of the backfield in the flat. They still took advantage of the area and picked up a nice gain on the play.
You saw that opening that the 49ers had, and they took advantage of it with Logan. So Reynolds, who has been tested and tested to a fairly well today by the Niners, who have a 2nd down and 1 on the Tampa Bay 43. And the give is to Amp Lee, and Amp Lee's got enough for the 1st down. His first carry of the game, the former Florida State star, and the Niners using the clock and getting the 1st down as well with 4:20 remaining in the 3rd.
You know, Amp Lee is amazing. I was doing the stats for the game in our preparation. I was amazed to see he averages about 2 runs per game and has averaged 1.9 per try. That's amazing, isn't it?
And you know, the fact is, it's not because Amp Lee hasn't played well enough. They just have a bunch of running backs.
Right, and he hasn't had a chance to do much.
Give him a chance. Who knows what he'll do. Look at the yardage in this game for both sides, but the Niners with 3:39. Lee and Logan are the split backs on 1st and 10, and the pass is caught by Logan out of the backfield, and he is out of bounds at the Tampa Bay 25. Again, Ricky Reynolds on the play, and that one good for 14 yards.
16-yard gain.
They have a blitz on that last play. A blitz coming up the middle, it looked like. But look at, he gets back in the pocket. There's a blitz coming against. Look at, he threw it perfectly, right in stride, right out in front of that number so he can catch it. Hardy Nickerson, number 56, is blitzing on the play. There you see him with a little high diddle right up the middle. He hits the quarterback, but not until after he throws the football.
The only sacks in the game are by the Niners. They have 2. 1st down on the 25 of Tampa Bay. And the give is to Ricky Waters, and he slips and will take a loss of about a yard. And Ray Seals and Roger Jones from the secondary. But Seals has played a terrific game for Tampa Bay up front.
Yeah, he's been very impressive most of the season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And normally occupies that left end position, but he's big and he's strong and he's quick too for a big guy.
Under 3 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. The only scoring here in this period was a touchdown run by Vince Workman to cap a 50-yard drive by the Buccaneers. Niners lead 31-21.
Look at that big hole over the left guard. Now they squeeze it a little bit.
Steve Young going up the middle to Rice, and he's got another one. Jerry Rice with his 4th touchdown catch of the game. His career high is 5, and once again he beat Martin Mayhew.
And that was a perfectly thrown ball. We see this now behind the defense. Mayhew, it looked like the coverage was pretty good on the play, really. Look at this. A good lead. Now he had a big jump on him. Steve Young really got the ball out there beautifully with a good lead, good anticipation on the throw. And that's his reaction after he throws another touchdown pass to Rice.
Michael Kofer with the extra point. It's good. And it is now 38-21 San Francisco, thanks to number 80. Jerry Rice's best day coming into this game was 9 catches for 155 yards and 2 scores against Phoenix. He's already passed the yardage and the touchdowns, and he is 1 catch behind, having caught 8 thus far. Jerry Rice continues to put up the numbers that'll send him to Canton as soon as possible when he gives this game up, but I don't think he's going to give it up so soon the way he's going. 38-21, the 49ers lead, and the kickoff by Coper goes into the end zone, and the Buccaneers will start from their 20-yard line. Timeout here at Tampa Stadium with 2:29 to go in the 3rd.
All right, here we see Rice. He goes down here on Mayhew, breaks into the post. Wide open on the play, runs away from Mayhew, got him licked about a yard going into the end zone. Single coverage on the play, which is surprising. Normally, you would have somebody in the hole to protect the middle. They didn't. One-on-one, that's a big job for I don't care who it is playing defense.
49ers have not punted today. They have 5 touchdowns and 1 field goal in their 6 possessions. So that's like a perfect afternoon. 38-21. Tampa Bay sitting in the shade on their sideline. Will have the ball on the 20-yard line. First down the throw. Craig Erickson dumps it off to Gary Anderson, and Anderson is hit at the 30-yard line. Fumble on the play. Let's see if the Niners recovered. No, it was blown dead. A gain of 9 yards on that play. Erickson has thrown 2 touchdown passes today, and this may be under the category of strange statistics, but with 12 touchdown passes right now, Erickson is second in the NFC behind Steve Young with the most touchdown passes thrown this year.
Yeah, that's amazing, and I really think with protection and more experience, he's going to be a fine young quarterback.
Here's a play fake, and going deep into double coverage, and it was intended for Copeland. But Erickson fired downfield, and there were 2 defenders, Merton Hanks and Don Griffin.
You know, talking to Floyd Peters before the game, I said, who are the best receivers you've played against? Obviously, Sterling Sharp, he says, and Rice. And ironically, Sharp caught 3 touchdown passes a few weeks ago against Tampa Bay. And the 49ers, Rice has caught 4 today.
They always say the guy who was good who caught a lot of passes against them, huh? They'll never say the guy they shut out was the best. 3rd down and 1 at the 29-yard line. And the give is to Anderson, and he has enough for the first down. In case you're wondering, on the latest poll, Florida State dropped to number 2. So Notre Dame is 1 and Florida State is 2. So while the fans in this area are not at all pleased with how the Tampa Bay Bucs are struggling at 2-6 and losing in this game, they can foresee a possible rematch between the Fighting Irish and the Seminoles.
I don't think they'll ever see that one again. I don't think that Notre Dame would go for that.
Well, if the Bowl Coalition could have that in the Fiesta Bowl. That's a little more complicated than I can figure out for sure.
Yeah, me too. That's just a guess.
1st and 10 at the 33 for Tampa Bay with under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. And again, they play action. And the pass is fired and caught by Wilson. Charles Wilson with the first down into San Francisco territory. Merton Hanks defending in a pickup of 19 yards.
Here again, the key to that play was, again, the good pass protection on the play. Wilson's coming in motion. He's in the slot. Look at this. Goes down through the defense. It's a zone. He anchors in the void of the defense. The ball is thrown low. Caught. First down, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Erickson has thrown for 225 yards in this one. First down, and here's the give to Workman. Cuts inside. And Workman picks up about 4 yards on the play, and that should do it in the 3rd quarter. Larry Kelm, the middle linebacker who started in place of Mike Waller, made the tackle. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter here at Tampa Stadium with the score: the San Francisco 49ers 38 and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 21. Start of the 4th quarter, Dick Stockton and Hank Stram. And Hank, you started the game talking about the biggest improvement of the 49ers has been the defensive line, especially since they went to the 4-man line.
Yes, and they're getting better and better every week. You know, right now, they start the game when they play with a 4 linemen. They start with 3 youngsters. They got Brown, they got Washington, they got the only veteran player really is Fagan in there, and Stubblefield, and they're doing a terrific job. And that's the nice thing about playing young people early. They get better and better as the season goes along.
And even on this series, they've been playing Artie Smith, the 5th-round draft pick from Louisiana Tech, and the veteran Larry Roberts, who was injured earlier, as Stubblefield and Washington have gone out. John Johnson, by the way, the linebacker, has been in there now for the 49ers. 2nd down and 6 for Tampa Bay as we start the 4th quarter. They're on the 44-yard line, and there's a rollout and a pass going deep. And the pass is intercepted by San Francisco, Tim McDonald. It was intended for Lamar Thomas, So McDonald, who intercepted a pass against his former team, the Cardinals, a few weeks ago, picks up number 2, and the Niners will take it out to the 20.
You know what happened on the play? Look at the fake now. Look at the defense. Look at the linebackers go all the way. Look at Cam go over to the left side. He's got plenty of room to throw the ball. Held the ball too long, waited too long, and that's why the ball. See, he had to wait for the ball. Had he thrown it sooner, it would have been a chance to make that reception.
So Thomas, the receiver, and it was McDonald who picked it off, and we'll return to Tampa Stadium after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. They got a good name for this gizmo, Hank.
Well, I don't know if they do or not. Mister, they call it Mister. Why? How come they don't call it Mrs. Or why? What? You know, why do they call it Mister? You know?
Equal
Mr.
opportunity. Huh?
That's right.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, someone will hear that. 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers as Ricky Waters tries to go off the left side. Sanjay Beach and Nate Singleton are in, giving Taylor and Rice a breather in the heat here at Tampa Bay. Jerry Gray and Marty Carter combined to make the stop. A gain of 7 yards for Ricky Waters.
Now, normally in the past, when Bill Walsh was coaching this team, when they got ahead like this, they would like to run a lot in the 4th quarter. Let's see if they try to. They were in double tight that last time. See if they try to do that. Take as much time off the clock as they possibly can. See how much of that they'll do here.
Still double tight ends with Jones and Jamie Williams. 2nd down and 3. Here's Waters. And he can't go anywhere. Eric Curry. We haven't mentioned him today much. Eric Curry, the top draft pick out of Alabama, who, by the way, grew up just a few blocks from Guy McIntyre, the offensive guard of the Niners in Thomasville, Georgia. They went to the same high school.
Okay, there we see Curry, number 75, on the right side of your screen, coming to the inside. Goes all the way back and then winds up on the outside making the tackle.
Curry and McIntyre, a long list of outstanding NFL players have come out of Thomasville, Georgia. Population of about 19,000. John Taylor back in there on 3rd down and 3. And Steve Young nowhere to go, and that'll bring up 4th down. And for the first time today, the Buccaneers finally got to Steve Young, who's having a masterful game.
And this is the first punt of the game
Chidi
for the 49ers.
Hanatu. It's right, Hank. First punt of the game. Klaus Wilmsmeyer kicking it away. And here is Gary Anderson on the return. Couldn't break it and gets up to the 41-yard line. And that's where the Buccaneers will take over early here in the 4th quarter. 38-21, the Niners lead.
This game summary is sponsored by Budweiser.
Jerry Rice with a season's high 4 touchdown receptions. Steve Young has thrown for 302 yards. That's a season's high for him. Erickson has done well for the Buccaneers in his right with 225 yards, and they've been going up and down the field on a hot day in Tampa Bay, and it's 38-21 in favor of the Niners.
And we said going into the game they were hot, and they're hot again here this afternoon, both artistically and literally.
And I think it's been more the offense than the defense for San Francisco today.
Oh, no question about that.
Defense, as you mentioned, the pass rush hasn't been quite up to what it was in the previous game. 1st and 10, Craig Erickson up the middle. He was trying to get it to Courtney Hawkins, but it wasn't close to any receiver, really. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And there again, you know, no pass rush whatsoever.
Next weekend on CBS Sports, Greg Norman hosts the Franklin Funds Shark Shootout from Sherwood Country Club in Thousand Oaks, California. Players expected to compete include Arnold Palmer, Ray Floyd, Nick Price, and Tom Kite. That's next weekend on CBS Sports. 2nd down and 10. Erickson has time, steps up and hits Ron Hall. First catch of the game for the starting tight end for the Buccaneers. Close to the 1st down yardage. You'll see the measurement. It was Bill Romanowski downfield and then Don Griffin defending.
You know, Hall has only called 16 passes so far this year. Everybody had high hopes and expectations for him as a receiver. He's been a very good blocker, but they haven't thrown to him nearly as much as I thought they would, especially with all the zone defenses that you see today.
Look at that picture. They're in the dark there with his shadows. 3rd down and 1. From far away, you wouldn't know there are any players out there. Here's the running play to Workman. He's got the first down, and inside the San Francisco 40, Merton Hanks making the stop. And a gain of 11 yards for Vince Workman, who today has scored 2 touchdowns.
You ever see Workman now coming into that hole, jumps to the outside, they hook the outside linebacker, and as a result, he reads it very, very well and jumps to the outside and makes yardage on the play.
On the 39-yard line, Buccaneers trailing, and the pass is caught by Workman. He fumbles the ball, and it's picked up by the Niners. And it's San Francisco with the turnover again. And it was Tim McDonald who intercepted a pass moments ago, and now he picks up the fumble for yet another turnover. And the Niners will take over on their side of midfield.
Now watch, look at the ball on the floor, look at it, stays inside, and is finally picked up. McDonald, number 46, who's been very active in this game here this afternoon.
And it was Eric Davis who made the hit on Workman, who coughed it up. So that is the 3rd turnover by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You talk about a funny bounce. How many times will that ball lie there like that and not go out of bounds?
Ball is at the Niners 49-yard line with 11:34 on the clock. Niners have taken advantage of one of the 2 previous turnovers by Tampa Bay. That was a fumble in the first quarter that resulted in a Mike Kofer field goal. McDonald's interception went for naught as far as the Niners offense was concerned the last time they turned the ball over. Now let's see what happens here. Penalty marker down. We may have a false start against San Francisco. Someone up front might have moved.
Prior to the snap, we got a false start on number 62 offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That's Guy McIntyre, the left guard.
Thank you.
Adjusting the clock to 11 minutes and 34 seconds. Sanjay Beach and Nate Singleton are the wide receivers. Split backs for Steve Young on first down and 15. And they give the ball inside to Ricky Waters. Waters gets 7 yards on that clip.
You know, the more I talk to George Seifert, the more I'm impressed with him. You know, he's done a terrific job taking over the responsibility after a great coach like Bill Walsh and continue the winning pattern. But, you know, interesting to talk to him about what his role is. He says that, you know, I make suggestions both offensively and, of course, defensively, but it's all predicated on what I feel is the way to stop a certain play. I present that to the offensive people, and then they kind of go from there, and if we think it's good, well, fine. If not, okay. But I never deprive them of the opportunity to express their teaching skills, and that's so important.
Second down and 8, and the pass underneath to Brent Jones. He hasn't figured in much today, and one of the reasons could be the fact that the Buccaneers have had single coverage on the wide receivers, especially Jerry Rice. That time Jimmy Williams made the stop after a pickup of 9. Only the second catch for Jones today.
And it's interesting to watch Jones when he runs patterns. He's always under control. He's always got the antenna up, looking for a place to hit the void. And that's why he's caught so many passes coming into this game. He's really one of the very best in the National Football League and has done a remarkable job, and is a very unselfish person, too, as far as that tight end position is concerned.
First down on the 40. Rice hasn't been in the last 2 series, but Waters has, and he breaks a couple of tackles. Ricky Waters with a tremendous bit of running with defenders all over him, pick up 21 more yards. Reynolds on the stop inside the 20.
And look at the strong run by Waters, and the great backs are determined by how much yardage they make after they get hit the first time. Look at, there's 2 hits there. There's another hit, another hit. He picked up about 12 extra yards after the hit.
Timeout called by the Buccaneers, and they're left with 1.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for a crisp, clean, classic taste. AT&T, we help put your world within reach. Energizer brand batteries, nothing outlasting Energizer. They keep going and going and going. And by Burger King and its everyday value menu. Have it your way. I love this place.
San Francisco 49ers at the line of scrimmage with 9:49 remaining in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 at the Buccaneers 19-yard line. And the give is to Waters. Carrying for the 18th time today. Waters now with 87 yards. Saints lead the Packers by 1 point early in the fourth quarter at the Superdome. Remember that the Niners have a 1-game lead over the New Orleans Saints. And next week we'll face them a week from tomorrow in their showdown at Candlestick Park. Coming up next, most of you will see Phoenix at Dallas. Jason Garrett gets the start. Bernie Kosar will play according to Jimmy Johnson. Adam Walker is in the backfield along with Waters now for the Niners on 2nd down and 8. Steve Young pumps once, and his pass intended for Brent Jones, and interference will be called against Marty Carter, who did not go for the ball, and we may have a face guarding penalty.
Yeah, that's what it was. It had to be, had his back turned to the ball completely. And we'll see this in a minute. Here's Jones and Carter right here, 23. That's definitely what it is. Probably a defensive call against Carter on the play.
I just want to correct what I said. It's pass interference. It's the Saints who have the 1-game lead, of course, on the 49ers. And, of course, if Green Bay comes back and wins that game trailing by a point and the Niners hold on and win, they will be tied going into a week from tomorrow. If the Saints go on and win that game, the Niners and Saints will square off with New Orleans still with the 1-game lead next week. Here is Ricky Waters, and he'll score the touchdown.
They make it look easy, don't they?
They sure do.
And the great thing about it is they have such great variety with formations. I think really they don't have an overabundance of plays. They just have the same face. They just keep changing the makeup.
They have so many weapons, and that's why Brent Jones says if anyone doubles me, it'd be ludicrous with all of the weapons we have on this team. And you can add Ricky Waters to that list with his 5th touchdown of the year rushing. As the Niners take advantage of that turnover by Tampa Bay, and Mike Hofer with Bono holding, and the kick is good, and is now 45-21 in favor of the 49ers, and that is the most points that they have scored this season. They had scored 40 against the Rams 2 weeks ago.
Now this is a Brown formation, a Brown left tight end on the left side, and they go to the left side. Look at everybody's ganged inside in the gaps, nobody outside to protect the outside, and Jones just comes up there very, very late. Watch again now. Yeah, look at the congestion on the outside. Nobody has a chance to get out of the pile to make the tackle. It goes in very easily for the touchdown. Ricky Waters.
You know, you brought out a good point before, Hank, about how the ebb and flow of a season. Earlier, the New Orleans Saints were unquestionably playing the best ball of anyone in the league. Dallas, of course, may be in a little bit of a class by themselves. The Niners don't think so, but that's the way people perceive it. But the Niners right now are playing better football than the New Orleans Saints coming into their clash next week.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. As we talked about it earlier, I personally thought that they were the best team after five weeks in the National Football League, but I definitely said after 5 weeks, you don't know what's going to happen beyond the 5 weeks. And sure enough, after that time, why they got a lot of guys hurt, specifically 5 guys on the defense. They got 2 of them back today, but they still need more help getting ready for that game next week against the 49ers.
These are the standings coming into today's play with the Saints 1-game lead over the Niners, and Green Bay has gone ahead of New Orleans 16-14 with 8:01 remaining in the game at the Superdome. And the kickoff by Cofer will be down by Wilson, and the Bucs will start from the 20. The 49ers have scored 113 points in the last 3 games to show you how prolific their offense has been. And Hank, it looks like we're going to see a new quarterback. Casey Weldon from Florida State will take over for Craig Erickson.
I haven't seen it before, so it's kind of interesting to see him play.
He has attempted 1 pass this season, so he's not coming in with a world of experience.
And I think that was in a pregame warm-up, wasn't it?
I think it was before, when the kickers came out, even before the pregame. On the 20-yard line, Weldon swings it out to Gary Anderson. A little bit of solid footwork by Anderson.
And that's a good call by Sam White. You see, he didn't want to throw the ball downfield. He wants him to complete a pass, a high percentage kind of a pass, so he can get a little confidence, a little poise, and get some rhythm going on this drive.
Sam Weish decided he wanted to see Casey Weldon get more experience, which is one of the reasons why Steve DeBerg was released last week by the Buccaneers. Weldon was inactive for the first 7 games before he was named the backup at Pontiac before the Lions game last week. 2nd down and 7 with 8:12 on the clock in the 4th quarter. Weldon going deep and overthrows Wilson. He was double covered, and that'll bring up 3rd down. Erickson finished the day completing 17 of 27 for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he was intercepted once.
Well, when he gets the right kind of a supporting cast, basically be able to run the ball consistently week after week after week, he's going to be a very fine young quarterback.
Weldon was the runner-up for the Heisman Trophy, coming out of Florida State. 3rd down and 7 for the Buccaneers. Weldon's pass intended for Lamar Thomas, incomplete. Hank, you mentioned running and stopping the run, and there's no question the Buccaneers, who are last in the league in rushing, miss Reggie Cobb. He was their solid rusher before he got hurt.
All right, watch Weldon here now, in the pocket. Yeah, he's disappointed in himself for not completing the pass, but he should after that kind of a throw.
Straczynski will be kicking, and Dexter Carter goes back deep. And that'll go out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Well, Jerry Rice took the rest of the afternoon off, and so is Steve Young. Steve Bono's coming in. Next Sunday on the NFL Today, Greg and Terry will turn back the clock 30 years for a special look at the day they played football. Reflections from the players and coaches who took the field 2 days after the assassination of President Kennedy. That's next Sunday on the NFL Today at 12:30 Eastern. Steve Bono, who suffered a left shoulder injury in preseason against Denver. He did not play against the Cowboys and the Cardinals. Is going to see his first regular season action here in relief of Steve Young.
And this is a good way for him to return because he's got a good lead. He's got a chance to relax and just play and try to get back in a groove.
Steve Young today had his season's best with 311 yards passing. He threw 4 touchdown tosses, all to the same guy, Jerry Rice. And now with 15 touchdown passes on the season. And leading the NFL, I'm sure, at this point. Niners will have Amp Lee and Adam Walker in their backfield on this hot day in Tampa, with a big one coming up next week. No need to use their starters any more than necessary. First down on the 10-yard line, and the give is to Amp Lee, who's getting a chance to play in Florida State territory, and a short gain of 3. Let's get an update on the Packers-Saint game from Greg Gumbel in our New York studio. Greg?
All right, Dick, in New Orleans, Wade Wilson's pass picked off by Johnny Holland of the Packers That turned into a Chris Jackie field goal at a 16-14 lead, but the Saints are threatening at the New Orleans 15-yard line as we speak. 5:20 to play in that game, Dick.
And at worst, Morton Anderson could give the Saints a 1-point lead.
Oh, yeah. How many games has he won for them, I wonder?
Lost count. 2nd and 7. Bono's pass was forced that time for Sanjay Beach, a former Packer. Started with the Niners, went to Green Bay, and now back with the San Francisco 49ers and defended by Ricky Reynolds. Steve Bono, in his 9th year, came over to the 49ers as a free agent 4 years ago.
This is kind of a game that's good for Ampoli and some of the other young players to play in because they get a chance to play without any pressure and just express that talent and skill and get some experience for the future.
3rd down and 7. Out of the backfield, the pass is caught by Adam Walker. He fumbled the ball out of bounds, so it's still San Francisco ball. That'll bring up 4th down, and Klaus Wilmsmeyer will come in to kick it away. That's Lynch, John Lynch, who started the game in the secondary, the great hitter out of Stanford, who opted for football over baseball. He was a pitcher for the Florida Marlins in their farm system. Wilmsmeyer under big pressure. Gary Anderson fields it on the 42. Turns the corner and slides out of bounds in Niners territory at about the 46. 39-yard kick that time by Wilmsmeyer, who, by the way, was a 12th round draft pick by these Buccaneers last year.
You know, I'm surprised the way the field is. It looks like it's very good, but it being the home field of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they've had more trouble on the field than the San Francisco 49ers. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, you think you know a turf you've gotten and the right shoes to wear and whether it's slippery or not with the moisture. First down on the 44 of San Francisco. Casey Weldon in relief of Craig Erickson. And the handoff to Workman. Workman breaks a tackle. And he is grabbed from behind by Todd Kelly. And a gain of 10 yards. The Saints scored at the Superdome on the field goal by Morton Anderson. So it is 17-16 with 3:38. That's our latest. 3:38 remaining in that game. We show Todd Kelly, who was one of the 2 #1 picks by the 49ers, who started the year as the Elephant, the pass rushing linebacker. And Niners have gotten a lot better with the 4-man defensive line. First down on the 34. And the give this time is to Mazio Royster. And a big hole and a great run by Mazio Royster out of USC. That was 19 yards, and Merton Hanks made the stop. Good-looking young running back.
And where's he been, huh? You talk about fresh legs. He looked good going through that hole, didn't he? Look at him here, starting to go to his left. He cuts back, good vision, makes good moves, very decisive moves, and again, makes about 8-9 yards after he was hit the first time. Terrific run by Royster.
Remember, Reggie Cobb, the leading rusher on the team, out with a sprained knee, suffered a couple of weeks ago. So the Buccaneers have had to come up with a makeshift running attack. First down on the 15 of San Francisco with 5:15 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Look at the hole on the left side over the left guard.
Royster falls down. I can't understand it, Hank. Tampa Bay is experiencing problem with their footing, and I haven't seen the Niners slip much today.
Now here again, he had a big hole over the left guard. He saw it. He started to cut back and slipped and fell on the play.
Maybe barefoot is the answer with this grass. I don't know.
Or tape some thumbtacks on the bottom of his feet.
It'll be 2nd and 9. Rudy Harris joins Royster in the backfield. And here's a fake, and it didn't fake anyone out. Certainly, it did not fake out Larry Roberts. And a sack on the play and a loss of 8 yards And that is the third quarterback sack today by the Niners defense.
Here we see the quarterback faking to the back, rolling to his left. Sees they have leverage on him on the outside, tries to stop, and is finally stacked. Roberts, good penetration on the play, number 91.
Third down and 20. Weldon's pass caught, and a fine play held onto by Lamar Thomas, the rookie from Miami, picked on the third round, who had lost his starting job to Horace Copeland the last couple of weeks. Hanks on the stop.
It looked like it was on a trolley line that time. It got there in a big hurry, didn't it?
It sure did. And you know, you look at these young players and you wonder why Tampa Bay at 2-6 has not really performed better, because they do have some talent on this
Well,
team.
you know, everybody that we talked to prior to the game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they all said the same thing. He said these people have some fine young talent. They just haven't expressed it so far, and they've had a lot of bad injuries.
It'll be 4th down and 8. 45-21 is the score. Casey Weldon running out of trouble. He throws incomplete. Intended for Lamar Thomas. And it was Eric Davis defending. And so the Niners will take over on downs with 3 minutes, 12 seconds to go.
Here we see it from behind the defense. Thomas cuts across the field. Look at Weldon running to the right side. Throws on the run. Gets rid of the ball nicely, but the ball is dropped. Hits him right in the chest. Look at this. Thomas hits him right there on the 7. Bounces off. It looked like it might have hit his shoulder pads and bounced right off.
So the Niners will take over on their 14-yard line with 3:12 remaining. Steve Bono seeing his first regular season action after Steve Young completed 23 of 29 for 311 yards and 4 touchdowns. A season's great game for Young as Bono calls a timeout. First timeout of the second half for the 49ers. And Hank, we talked about their game a week from tomorrow against the Saints at Candlestick Park. Here are the other games they have coming up.
Yes, I see that. And the Rams and, of course, Cincinnati, Atlanta, they look like they've got a very good schedule in their favor going down the stretch.
Well, they're peaking at the right time. Want to remind you that this game is presented by authority of the National Football League, and the CBS telecast is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of CBS, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the National Football League is prohibited. Well, the Buccaneers will drop to 2-7. Their schedule, Minnesota and Green Bay. I guess when you're 2-7, there are no breathers in your schedule.
Listen, if you played an inter-squad game, that'd be a tough game, too.
That's right. Especially looking at some of these backup running backs that hadn't played earlier.
You know, the great thing about this team, you know, everybody to a man, when you talk about their situation, talked about their coaching, their whole squad and everything, and their coaches, they're all very, very optimistic and very positive about Sam White, and I think that's justifiably so.
Up the middle is Amp Lee for a couple of yards as we wind down to 3 minutes to go. Yet Weiss has the same problems that all of the coaches have had, and that is they have to start by building something, and the patience of the fans. I mean, the patience has run out a long time ago, and when Sam Weiss wants time, the fans would say, well, we've given so many other coaches so much time.
Yeah, but they all didn't have much time. There were a combination of a lot of coaches who had an extended period of time when you put them all together, but you have to build with consistency and continuity, and I think without a doubt Sam's going to get that done.
Well, he's a proven factor, that's for sure. 2nd down and 6. Bono taking a handoff. Tried to pass to Jamie Williams, but he couldn't handle it. And that will bring up 3rd down. Nonetheless, Tampa Bay has had 10 straight years at which they have 10 or more losses, and it'll be 11 straight years as they will likely lose at least 10, and it's the opposite story of the 49ers, who in 10 straight years have had at least 10 victories.
And again, you can't say enough about the continuity and consistency of the 49ers. Change in coaching staff, change of quarterbacks, a lot of changes, and they still maintain that great winning attitude at San Francisco.
Free play, and Williams makes the reception up the middle. It'll be a first down, and the penalty against Tampa Bay will be declined. It was Broderick Thomas on the stop. 2:20 on the clock as Sam Weich's team, at least they came out today, and
Number 70, offside, penalties declined, result of the play is a first down.
at least they put 21 points on the board against a team that has been playing solid defense lately.
Yes, that has to be encouraging. They haven't been able to move the ball very well in the other games that we've seen them play. So that if there's anything positive out of this game, at least they, again, played hard, tried hard, got some points, and that's a step in the right direction.
1st and 10 at the 27 of the Niners. 2:20 to go. Here's Amp Lee. And that'll be the last play before the 2-minute warning, barring a timeout by the Buccaneers. Derek Brownlow on the stop. So here comes our 2-minute warning. The 49ers have win number 6 safely tucked away. And we'll come back to Tampa Stadium after this. It's an understatement to say that most of the fans who did show up today have departed the premises.
They've escaped.
Yes, they have.
Looked like a jailbreak there in the early fourth quarter.
There's the story in New Orleans, a 1-point lead for the Saints with 1:54 remaining in the final quarter. 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Niners, who will finally win following 3 straight defeats after a bye week, including the Cowboys this year and the Phoenix Cardinals last year. Bono rolling out and slides and actually stayed in bounds. The Saints, I understand, about to punt to the Green Bay Packers in the final 1:45 or so in that game. And Tampa Bay has used its last timeout here. 49ers will extend their winning streak to 3 in a row and go 6-3 on the year. Second game most of you will see will be Phoenix at Dallas coming up next. And if the Packers can come back and get a score and win that game, the 49ers and the Saints would be in a flat-footed tie for the NFC West lead.
That'll really be a taffy pull next week. We'll be doing that game for Monday night CBS Radio.
That's right.
Jack and I will, and so I'm looking forward to going up there and seeing that game.
Back Jack Buck and Hank Stram been fixtures on Monday night radio on the CBS Radio Network for many, many years.
Not only that, we've been there a long time.
Yeah, you have, haven't you? Well, we'll be looking forward to listening to that account. You're heading to Pittsburgh after this game, aren't you?
Yes, right after the contest, we'll be flying over to Pittsburgh. I got the bulletproof coat on, too. It's going to be cold up there.
Because of the cold, I'm sure.
Right.
3rd down and 11 at the 27-yard line. The Buccaneers are out of timeouts. Pass up the middle, and it is intended for Nate Singleton. Mayhew defending. Are you anxious to know where I'm going after the game?
No.
I didn't think so. But thank you for asking
Well,
anyway.
You're going to Florida, aren't you?
I'm going home.
Yeah,
it's
that's
Florida.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
I'm actually in Florida, Hank.
Yeah, but you're going to Florida. You're living down
That's
there.
right.
You'll be stretching the pores into links tomorrow. Hope you take your little bucket with you so you play in the sand.
Give me some strokes.
I will. Just bend your head over a little bit. I'll give it to you, a couple of them right behind the ear.
Don Shula has become the NFL's all-time winningest coach. They carried him off the field after the 19-14 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles today. 325 wins for Don Shula. Wilmsmeyer with the high kick and the fair catch is fumbled or muffed, and it's recovered by the 49ers. So that is the 4th turnover of the game. It was Gary Anderson who bobbled the kick, and it was recovered by John Brandis, a journeyman center, tight end, long snapper, you name it.
Here we see the shot here. Look at the ball come down, hit him in a face mask. Wow. He had to take his eye off the ball. They were coming down to cover the punt. He took his eye off the ball to look at the coverage, and he got hit right in the eyes.
There the updated scores. Saints appear headed for the victory. And the handoff is to Adam Walker. The Buccaneers are out of timeouts, and so the 49ers will take their time and let the clock run out. It'll be second down and long.
Phoenix looks like they're crawling out of the foxhole too, doesn't it?
Yeah, they won a big game against Philadelphia and nearly beat the New Orleans Saints. They were up 17-7, but couldn't hold on and lost the game in the fourth quarter. 49ers will be victorious in only their second road game of the year. They won the opener in Pittsburgh. Or you're going to wear that bulletproof vest with the cold.
Right, that one I used to wear in Kansas City. Right.
And New Orleans. Let's go down the list, Hank, while we're at it.
Well, you want to go way back. You want to go back to Purdue, Notre Dame, SMU.
How about the Super Bowl?
University of Miami, all those places.
How about the Super Bowl victory?
Well, let's talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Hank, we only have a half a minute left. So our
that's
Super
all
Bowl,
the time I need.
That's all our Super Bowl talk will have to come to an abrupt end. Well, the 49ers breezed through this game, and Jerry Rice with 4 touchdown catches, 172 yards. Steve Young with a season's high 311. Ricky Waters 88. I don't think anyone on the offense is going to say we didn't get much of a chance. That'll do it. The game is over, and the 49ers are now 6-3 on the season, getting set for a showdown a week from tomorrow against the Saints. And so for Hank Stram, this is Dick Stockton saying so long from Tampa. Final score, the 49ers 45 and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 21. Stay tuned for game 2 of our doubleheader. Most of you will see Phoenix and Dallas from Texas Stadium. You've been watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League. So long, everybody.